And I stream alone. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, with nobody else. Boom, 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 boom. Because you know, when I stream alone, I prefer to be by myself. No, 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 no. Anyway, yo, what up? Welcome back to P Noy News. How the fuck y'all doing today? Man, listen. So I need y'all to do me a favor. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like legit, as you come in, go into the goddamn description. There's a motherfucking Jonah says, go watch my cartoon. Click on that link, sub to that motherfucking channel. It's gonna be a new channel that I'm gonna be dropping cartoons on every week. We're gonna be getting it done. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, let's talk about this. Right. So this article I read, it's actually from Aaron Clary, who writes under the pseudonym Captain Capitalism. He also shares a name with a dude who is in my Discord, right? And I asked that dude in my Discord for permission to read this, and he said he didn't care, right? And I mean, and I think if they had the same name, I'm pretty sure that's how the rules work. Maybe, probably not. But anyway, right? Yo, this article, it's kind of fascinating, right? When you start standing here and like really getting into it and thinking about it and going through all these type of things and shit, right? So let's talk about it, right? It said, what if women just don't like men? The economic consequences of women's divestment from men. And if you're saying things in the chat, if you want to join the motherfucker stream, whatever it is, blah 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 blah. Legitimately, you know what I'm saying? The link is in the motherfucking description. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Pinoy's cartoon win. Yo, hell yes, man. Yo, it's fucking awesome. Go check it out. First episode's, you know what I mean? But hey, look, we're learning how to do things. We'll throw this dude a wrench here in a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm kind of actually, you know what, man? Let me stand here. By the way, let me say what up to everybody in chat. Johnny Boy, Real Official, Adam, Dennis's Art Studio, Justin Kuhn, man, Jim McIntosh. How the fuck you doing, man? Like, it's fucking nice to see y'all out here. Don't bite on Derek's stick. I don't know, man. Who the fuck is Derek? I'm not sure. Anyway, right. Yo, look, you know what I mean? I'm gonna stand here and I'm a motherfucking sit here and man, we got motherfucking we got motherfucking oh wait. God damn it, man, listen, I thought somebody donated to the motherfucking channel and shit, right? But that's not true. That's not how the hell this works. I'm gonna have to go to the Discord and motherfucking go and find my joint. Man, listen, motherfuckers, Jesus Christ. Right? Because like even to me, it says that my fucking stream isn't there because like yo, YouTube's a bunch of bitches and shit. Hold up, Dennis's art studio. Here you go, man. Have a wrench. Thank you for showing up, my brother. And anyway, right. So let's get time. Vice Grip Garage. Yo, listen, all right. I like Vice Grip Garage. I was literally I was watching that last night, right? And his most recent one is amazing. He brings back to life a Chevy C10 from a 1969 Chevy C10. And I'm be honest with you, the sound that exhaust made literally like made me come, right? You know what I mean? Like, yo, it is what it is. Anyway, I watch all of his shit. Legit, I binged that motherfucker. I spent days binging his shit. So all right, let's talk about this article, right? Or this fucking blog post that he put up. All right. We're gonna read on it. We won't fucking stand here and react to it. It is what it is. I regret economics greater than women. All right. I regret I have this. I have a lot about a regret I have about my blog, podcast, internet careers that I've had to abandon economics long ago. And in true economics form, speak about what my audience wanted me to. Women. To this day, I still have an intellectual interest in economics. I'm fascinated by inflation, how the past four presidents' printing presses have priced millennials out of housing. I love how all financial methods of valuing stocks are now obsolete, rendering most of the financial services industry equally so. And I'm actually looking forward to sharpening my economic chops, shopping the globe for a new home country, repeat, with low taxes, low debt, no root beer float requirements, and low obesity rates. Man, listen, yo, good luck with that. I'll be real with you. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you there, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're not gonna find that. You know what I mean? Legit. That's like finding, like, you ever hear these dudes? They be like, man, listen, I want a chick I could talk to and hang out with and spend time with and fucking play video games with. I'm like, bro, you're looking for a dude, nigga. Like, you're legit. You're not gonna find that anywhere. All right, it is what it is. However, in all fairness, I have never really abandoned economics because while we can talk about international trade with China, the global price for oil or whatever cryptocurrency is doing, by far the single largest market in the world is men's desire and pursuit of women. And if you really wanted to put numbers to it, the vast majority of GDP is created as a consequence of men's pursuit of women. And if you can optimize that relationship pursuit, you will do more to increase humanity's standards of living than the industrial information technology revolutions combined. This provides me with a little bit of forgiveness because in all reality, we're at the ground floor of economics. We are at the atomic level of where economics begins. Without the original trade between men and women, no economy would ever exist. And this 2 decades long meta study I have been a part of called The Red Pill is far more important, germane, and relevant to the profession of economics than literally anything any other economist is doing in the world right now. And I literally mean that. The work I've done will have more ramifications for the world of economics than any other economist alive today. Not because I'm a genius, but because they're all fishing in the wrong hole. And so it is with a heavy heart I share my latest sexual economic observation or epiphany, not because I'm a doomer or a black pillar, but because it's a simple economic reality. And if I'm right, the real world ramifications of this observation are very dire indeed. Man, listen, right? He's not wrong, right? And I mean, legitimately, like if it wasn't for like the female gender as a whole, all of us dudes would basically be living in the woods, enjoying ourselves, fucking jerking our dicks until the whole species died off one generation after whatever. At that point, it would die off with us. But, like legitimately, we don't live for us. The entirety of economics is driven because of, the desire to provide for females and, have the more stuff. We're animals at the end of the day. It's like those birds that build those like motherfucking little fucking rock castles or whatever and shit. They build little rock piles to try to attract the mate. That's basically what a house and a car is for a dude. Like it is what it is. The current assumptions or prevailing thought within the red pill community is that deep down inside women want men. But due to feminist leftist indoctrination they receive from 5 until death, women are somehow tricked into spending their fertile years eschewing men instead of pursue soulless education and careers. Furthermore, capitalism advances in technology and democracy have afforded women careers as well as a welfare state, eliminating the dependence upon men. This means that all relationships between men and women are now voluntary instead of compelled, technically freeing women from men. But without men, these poor women forgo true love and meaning in life, throwing their fertility and beauty away at careers and leftist political causes, dying angry old spinsters with cats and $250,000 in fucking student loans for their master's and social work degrees. In the end, we try to stop them, warn them, and convince them to return to traditionalism. But our care and concern are met with accusations of patriarchy and sexism instead. And thus we all conclude, whammon. Am I right? But come on a journey with me, if you will, and assume what feminists say is true, that women are not, in fact, being naively duped by the promises of careerism, corporatism, and a welfare state. The women are not, in fact, after a night of night clubbing, crying into their box of wine at night, pining for a man, but instead, women not only don't need men, but really don't want them either. It takes a bit of removing human emotion from yourself, but look at some of the statistics and facts as if you were an alien from outer space looking down at society. First, there is perhaps the most modern metrics of women interest in men, online dating analytics. Joker, a better bachelor, did a decent breakdown of the numbers, but the short version is that women only swipe right in 1 out of every 100 men. And out of that 1%, only 1 in 100 do they ever go on a date with the relations. I don't know about you. If I was an actuarial alien looking down on Earth, I would view 1 in 10,000 event as a pretty convincing proof that women really don't like men. Second, if Tinder is too modern of an example, perhaps a genetic history of the human race may convince you. Based on a DNA study conducted at the University of Arizona, only 5% of males reproduced while every female did. Well, 5.9% of males reproduced while nearly every female did. Admittedly, many men died in earlier times. Many men were enslaved and powerful men had concubines and harems. But even accounting for that, more modern times 1,000 years ago show only 1 in 5 men got the pass on their genes. Again, most women seem to not to like most men. Third, Online data dating and DNA are marred with their own inherent problems, but simply polling young women about their life priorities is a much more direct and accurate way to gauge your interest in men. And while there are many studies and polls, this general one from CNBC showed men are fourth on the list behind career, education, financial stability, aka paying off their student loans. Even kids don't come into play until seventh place. And this was for women between 30 and 45. If men are fourth on the list when women are squarely midlife, half dead, and your youth and beauty is the only thing the counterparty is really interested, it speaks volumes on how little general and genuine interest women have in men. Fourth, disparate sex drives and prostitution. A common canard that you'll hear from posers in the red pill community is that women like sex just as much as men. Translations: I have so much sex because I'm alpha, bruh. Right? That is such a blatant lie that I have to laugh every time I hear it, because if women like sex just as much as men, we would overpopulate and destroy humankind in about a generation. Additionally, the fact prostitution goes only one way for 99% of transactions is proof women do not like sex or men anywhere near as much as men like sex/women. And while methodologies are a little fuzzy on how precise this men's versus women's sex drives, a rough average of 9-1 is a good is good enough for ballpark standards. That 9-1 can be flipped to a 1-9 approximate of women's fractional interest in men. Fifth, let's say you're alpha, bruh. Let's say you convince a girl to marry you. Presumably, that is the admission on the woman's part that she is interested at least in one man. Furthermore, she also presumably wishes to procreate with you. But whatever the act of marrying a man states about women's original interest in men, that interest is quickly eliminated once they get divorced. And with 50% of marriages ending in divorce, 75% of the time initiated by women, even marrying a man isn't a gauge of interest. You throw in the fact that only 14% of marriages are happy, 86% of women don't even really like the man they married. You're going to have a hard time convincing actuarial Indians, right, from the outer space that women have any interest in men when 86% of the time they choose a man till death do them part, they still end up regretting it. And sixth, I'm always one for taking inventory of your own personal experiences. If there's anything this world has taught me, it's that society likes to lie to the individual to take advantage of them. Be that telling every young person to go to college that you're not popular in school because you don't wear this type of shirt, or an entire generation of economists saying there is no housing bubble when there is one. Modern day society will go out of its way to keep up a Potemkin village of lies instead of admit the truth. And so I ask every man, ask himself one simple question. Had the majority of women you had interest in treated you with kindness or interest in your past? Or indifference, aloofness, even malice or spite? And I'm going to bet the vast majority of experience for vast majority of men have been proving women's general disinterest in men. You couch all of the above in the historical fact that women have for eons depended on men for their survival. I can totally understand and see where women have no interest in men. I can even go as far as to see feminism's view that women were oppressed and needed to be freed of men, though I do not agree. I can see their point. And I see where the disparate sex drives flood women with an annoying amount of unwanted attention, further repulsing them from men. And now they're free, either through a career or welfare state or both. I have to conclude that a significant percent of behavior you are witnessing is a significant percent of women is authentic. Sadly, a significant percent of women just don't like men. A significant percent of women don't really want anything to do with men. And unless you're an absolute 9 or 10, and I would argue Gaussian, not linear, women do not have an interest in your average guy or everyday Joe. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo. Man, listen, that's a motherfucking rough thing to sit here and have the conversation, like, to really think about as a whole, right? You know what I mean? Like, that is a motherfucking that's a rough mentality to have a conversation about, just as an in general thing, right? It's the mentality that literally, like, yo, females just in general don't want us as a whole, right? Like, yo, they, you know what I mean, don't need us. They don't have the same mentality that we do, right? Like, they don't stand here and smell a dude and like lose their motherfucking brain. They don't sit here and, you know what I mean, like see a penis on a screen and just immediately just want to have sex. That's not how it works for them. It's different for us as a whole. We're two different animals altogether. You know what I mean? And this mentality and this mental is something that I think individuals really need to have a conversation about and get used to and think about, right? Legitimately, right? Because when it comes down to it, this is the best that, you know what I mean, like, yo, we can have a this is a mental that is hard to motherfucking accept because it's something that we haven't been told altogether, right? Legitimately, like, yo, it's something that we haven't been told altogether. And like, I can understand where like guys like TFM stand here and go like, yo, you should, you know what I mean, be self-actualized and all this type of shit because, you know what I mean, like, I feel you. Like, if you're going to have a giant welfare state, if you're going to sit here and have, you know what I mean, ways for women just to escape, you know what I'm saying, men's clutches as a whole, it's going to, you know what I mean, sit here and just destroy the mentality that, you know what I mean, fucking like, yo, you're going to be providing for somebody or that a female is going to need you to provide for because the state will do it or motherfucking like, yo, they'll give her a career doing bullshit out with their motherfucking nonsensical sociology degree. You know what I mean? That's kind of the mental and shit. Right. Let's, you know, what I mean, let's have some more of this motherfucking article real quick because like it's super interesting to me. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's interesting to you. So men going gold. But as with everything in physics and nature, there has to be balance. And the relationship between the sexes is no difference. Because whereas women have an interest in men, only 11% of that of what men do, women, unfortunately, men have evolved over time to compete and produce to get this daunting percentage of marginally interested women. And this has resulted in the inconvenient truth that men account for the majority of economic production and an even larger percent of real economic production, carpentry, electricianship, engineering, and all technological innovations. And here we return to regular, boring old economics. Because if you haven't been paying attention to the news, women's effective and stated disinterest in men has resulted in 2 generations of men increasingly going gulp. Because if they're not going to get married, fall in love, or have children, what precisely do they need? Do they have? What precisely do they have to get out of bed in the morning for? Labor force participation for young men has been going down, when in theory it should be as stable as all young men presumably want to get out of there, start a career, and at a minimum enjoy life, right? But like you see the motherfucking chart and shit, you know what I mean? Like you're fucking, it's dropping down. Consequently, with fewer men working, an increasing percentage of them live at home and easily triple that live off a subsidy from their parents. This is one of the main complaints my female clients, as well, I'm sure nearly all young women have today about men. Because how do you date, let alone marry somebody who lives with his mother? More young men are living at home. We're up past 20% at this point. You know what I mean? Naturally, not working, going to school, or getting some kind of training has resulted in the crisis of economically unattractive men, causing a shortage of marriageable men. However, I cannot help but point out how women did this to themselves. The welfare state swings both ways, and when you put life on easy mode with welfare checks, student loan bailouts, STEMI checks, and free healthcare, don't complain when you have now 2 generations of soy boy pussies who may vote Democrat but need to borrow money from you to pay rent. You enabled it. Worse, soy boys who vote Democrat don't support themselves. Also, don't produce economic growth. I'm sure Tanner strums his acoustic guitar real well with his music therapy degree, part-time playing at old folks' home on taxpayer grant. But he is less than half productive as his grandfather, World War II generational counterpart, who was producing cars or something society could actually use at a factory. Consequently, in taking away any romantic incentive men would have to traditionally had to work, family, love, wife, children, etc., you destroyed their work ethic, but also it didn't help that you paid them not to work out blind, naive, socialist, political stupidity. Thus, it should be no shock that we all suffer with economic growth rates less than half of what we had back in the 40s and 60s. I mean, you could argue that like the economic growth from the 40s to the 60s was due to the fact that the rest of the world was bombed out. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's most definitely something that you have to have a motherfucking conversation about when you talk about that. You know what I mean? Which, you know what I mean, I would most definitely question Aaron Clary on. But and then there's the ultimate statement a man can make about his commitment and investment in society, marriage. I truly do believe that a certain and significant percentage of women do not like men or simply have no interest. I also believe that a certain and significant percentage of women do like men and want to get married. But I also could wager most women, regardless of their interest in men on paper, want to get married. But unlike the sex market, men control the market to commitment. And here, like the economy, you see men going gulp. See the chart, right? Be it seeing their old man get divorced, their friends get divorced, their buddies $3,000 a month payment, child support, alimony, higher taxes, or the simple yet decades-long consistent message that women didn't need them. Men are exiting from the marriage market and thus society and thus the economy. Agreed, women may not have any interest in men, but men increasingly have no interest in marrying women. And regretful as this may be, society will not exist without men's participation in it. A real kick in the economic groin. And if the macroeconomic picture painted above wasn't bad enough, it gets worse, because whether we like to admit it or not, the truth is that men produce the majority of real stuff in the economy. If you don't believe me, try this little exercise. List the 5 things you're most likely going to buy: gas, toilet paper, massage, whatever, and consider everything that goes into the production, manufacture, transportation, delivery of those products. So even if it's a massage, that massage parlor requires computers, electricity, insurance, construction, furniture, etc. Now go to this site and move the cursor along the data points to find a profession/workers that will go into making those products. And you'll realize that the vast majority of workers that are going to produce those products are men. You don't even have to consider what products you're going to buy. Just scroll along the right side of the curve, and any intellectually honest person will realize that it's men who produce the lion's share of anything that really matters in this economy. Yeah, that's 100%, dude. 100%. And on the left side, though, admittedly, there are some legitimate professions: nurse practitioners, stenographers, etc. The majority of the jobs listed there are nowhere near as vital to the economy or complete make work welfare jobs such as social work, nonprofit, etc., that disproportionately employ women. So not only will the nominal economy contract literally as men retreat from the labor force, it will disproportionately affect the things we demand and need most, exponentially lowering our standards of living. The real kick in the economic groin, part 2. But it gets even worse than that, because just like women disproportionately voted to put life on easy mode for men, thus resulting in soft, unemployable soy boys, we also lied to now 3 generations as well of men as well as women about the value and veracity of their degrees. I don't know if you're noticed, but there's a labor shortage of skills that matter. Ask any suburbanite soccer mom about how easy it is to find a landscaper, and she will frustratingly explain to you that they're booked out till next year. Goddamn. Ask any clean finger MBA mid-level manager about getting their car repairs done, and he's frustrated his mechanic won't be able to work on his car till next month. Employers are desperate for engineers, accountants, and anybody with a modicum of talent or skill. And even getting people to show up on time seems to be a chore. But what precisely did you think was going to happen when you propagandized generations of young men and women with the relatively female, idealistic poppycock of follow your heart and the money will follow? Let alone that you decide what you're going to do for a living, even the rest of the world will forcibly abide. The country is in desperate need of linemen, welders, CPAs, and even simple landscapers, and you've raised a labor pool of self-righteous liberal arts majors who can't even lift a roll of sod. Well, let's keep this a buck, right? Let's talk about this, because this is important. The problem is that, and this is, this is a problem with some of this economics, like overlapping and shit. You have this mentality that, like these dudes aren't doing this job because of the fact that they don't have any ability to buy shit. But the truth is that we've suppressed wages with immigration and cheap fucking labor from overseas and fucking other countries for years. Right. And, the fact that has happened is really something that, you have to have a real conversation about, because I'll be real. When I was 18, I went to college to go get, an ASAP degree in mechanics, right? To go work on cars and shit. An ASAP is it's a certification for, doing inspections and shit. And so I wanted to go get my certification and start working on cars. And I quit halfway through because I found out how much money I'd be making. $13, $14 an hour. Right. There's a reason why every mechanic in the world literally drives a garbage ass car. Right. And the reason is because these motherfucking these fucking people don't make any money and they spend all their cash, you know what I'm saying? Like basically living off of these motherfucking Snap-on trucks, right? Where the guy has to, like, you have to have these tools to work on these cars now, right? Like you have to have these specialized fucking tools, right? It's not just like the Snap-on fucking wrenches or whatever. Those are cheap. Like those are doable. You can afford that, right? It's $800 to $1,000. But then there's like, you know what I mean, a specialty motherfucking tool to take the fucking Ford AC lines off, and the tool to sit here and like take off a transmission pan, which nobody else sells but fucking Snap-on, right? And by the time you're all said and done and everything's, you know what I mean, like fucking everything, you're looking at it and you're going, bro, like these motherfuckers is paying $400 or $500 a month to the Snap-on dudes, right? Like while they're over here getting fucking rate, like they're getting like say like you had to change out a heater core in a car, right? Well, if it's not like, you know, like, yo, you get charged a certain amount of time for like labor. These shops now, what they do is they'll pay the mechanic a certain number of hours to get something done. And whether it's 1 hour or 3 hours, and whether it takes you 2 hours or 5 hours or 45 minutes, right? You're only getting paid for that amount of time, right? So like if you get it done fast, you're great. You know what I'm saying? But if it takes you extra time, you can say like a bolt was worn off or, you know what I mean, something busted, whatever it is, you're not making any more fucking money. Right. And so like you're having a shortage of these dudes because of the fact that like we've stood here and pushed down the cost of this shit to the point of where like it's not even like viable to fucking do most of these jobs anymore. Just like, yo, we brought in all these Mexicans to do all this work. You know, like Mexicans are working for, you know, like fucking 15, you know, I mean, $12, $15 an hour. Right. Where you're like, dude, like as an American, in order for you to make a living, in order for you to be able to pay rent in an okay neighborhood, I'm not talking about like an upscale, like an okay neighborhood where your kids aren't going to, you know what I'm saying, have to deal with like being robbed every day and shit. Like you need fucking $70,000, $80,000 a fucking year. Dude, that's $40 an hour. That's not fucking 12. And that's the problem, is that they fucked up the entire market. Right. And so no wonder they're standing here going like, yo, go to college, all this type of bullshit, right? It's because of the fact that, like, you know, they like parents know that like Mexicans are motherfucking doing these fucking jobs and you're not going to make any money and you're not going to be successful in life at all if you try to take one of these fucking jobs, right? Because like the problem is like the wages have not gone up, the labor rates have not gone up, right? That's the issue. It's like we have not raised any of these fucking rates in forever. We're not charging more for shit, which needs to happen. But the problem is like everybody goes, you're gouging or whatever it is. Like, fuck you, pay me. You know what I mean? Like capitalism isn't working the way it's supposed to, right? Because like you always have some bum ass motherfucker who's willing to do the job for fucking nothing. And because motherfuckers just aren't charging anymore, you have like these boomers, you know, I mean, out here in the fucking market who are still like out here doing HVAC work or plumbing or electrical work or whatever. And they're fucking, they got their money. They ain't worried about shit. So they ain't raising their fucking rates. And they're taking all these bullshit ass fucking jobs. Right. Whereas like these guys here should be forced to pay more fucking money, whether it's a local shop or, you know what I mean, whether it's a fucking big corporation, whatever it is. And then these big corporations have their own corporations they set up to work on their shit. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, they pay their fucking guys dog shit. Right. And this is the issue with half of this stuff is like they stand here and they keep their fucking rates down instead of competing in the local market. Right. Because like these companies will own the fucking company that works on their shit. Like McDonald's has a fucking bunch of motherfuckers who work on their shit, right? And they will have a stake in that company, right? And they'll keep the rates down for that company so that they don't have to pay too much. Because if they had to go into the regular market and pay what they were going to pay, they'd be fucking bankrupt. That's a lot of the fucking issue too. You know what I'm saying? And like, yo, we have to have all these type of conversations because like there's just so much shit involved in all this stuff, right? And you're going like, yo, and like, and people keep going for these fucking jobs because like they don't have a choice. Coming straight out of school, nobody's gonna hire you without fucking 2 years experience. You're like, yo, dummy, how am I gonna have 2 years experience and I was just in fucking school, you stupid fuck? Like, how the hell does that work? You know what I mean? Like that shit pisses me off worse than no, it pisses me off just to no motherfucking end and shit, right? You know what I mean? Like 100%. You just get fucking shit on. Now, hold up, man. Listen, let me hand out some motherfucking rent. Surplus, Commerce, Ian Moore here, man. Nigga, take some wrenches and shit. Man, listen, like, how do all these people not have fucking wrenches in my chat? Right? It's fucking dumb. Like, legitimately. Right? And I mean, these companies are just shielding themselves and shit. Oh, fuck, Ghost is here, nigga. Hold up, Ghost, my nigga. Wow. Fucking yo, man, listen here.
What's
yo,
up, man?
Go.
I've been here for like half an hour.
Man, listen. All right, I ain't seen you here. All right, legitimately, fucking. And I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at the other page a lot of the time, right? But anyway, yo, we talking about how like females really actually just, you know what I'm saying, don't want dudes. You know what I'm saying?
You mean they don't want men like in general? I think there's a critical shortage of men who women consider good enough for them. That's because their standards are obscene.
Yeah. Well, not only that, you know what I mean? It's more along the lines like, so, like, even if a fucking female gets married and says death do us part, you know what I mean? It's still like on a level of where like 75 fucking percent of them will motherfucking file for fucking divorce and shit. You know what I mean? Right. And then like, yo, if you look at like the sex market, like prostitution and shit, like you had the issue of where like it's 9-1 with dudes buying the motherfucking prostitutes because females just don't, you know what I mean, like really have the same sex drive that dudes do.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
The problem
Like
is
that's kind of the
separating the
mentality. Like,
bullshit. The problem is separating the opinions that people actually have with the opinions that we are told that we have. Like I see every day, I see article after article saying women are suffering because there's a critical shortage of highly educated men for them to marry. Like, is that the truth, or is that just what that stupid article wants you to think?
well, like here's the thing, right? So like the females' priorities, right? They had like fucking people do polls on like what's women's priorities in their life, right? And dudes are fourth and kids are seventh, with females between the ages of 30 and 45. Right?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
So like
that's what the hell came before children and relationships?
the
I mean, I'm assuming
career,
Chad Dick was
financial,
pretty close to the top of the list.
well, career, travel, fucking financial stability.
That's why they get married.
Well, yeah, but like, you know what I mean, fucking, but they don't really, you know what I'm saying, fucking want to actually motherfucking get married and shit, right? Dudes don't want to get married because like, yo, dudes are standing here going like, bro, it's a terrible fucking deal for me. You know what I mean?
They've ruined the deal. Like, this was always the plan, to ruin the institution of marriage, to help dissolve the family. In the future, there will be no unauthorized breeding. Like, we will be so poisoned, first of all, you'll need a license to breed, and then you will need government to issue testosterone therapy to even be fertile. This is where we're going. Have you ever read Brave New World? Like, that's what's happening.
Yeah. Mm. Well, I remotely motherfucking like, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Like, I've never had a problem with testosterone and shit. Right. As a dude, like, they can't really lower your shit unless like you eat their fucking garbage and you know what I mean, you don't exercise and you don't take care of yourself. You know what I mean? If you end up like living in a
That
motherfucking
is what
apartment
most
somewhere.
people do. Like, I've never had an issue with testosterone, but I've never been so heavy in my adult life I couldn't see my abs. So, like, it'll stay provided you live healthy. But there does seem to be there does seem to be it does seem to have a cumulative effect. You know, if you live an unhealthy life and you have low T, you will have unhealthy low T children, and their children will be worse, and they will be worse and worse. Where they're slowly degrading the gene pool.
Yo, I feel you. Right. You know what I mean? But I think the truth of that is just the fact that motherfuckers is just having kids when they're too goddamn old to be having kids and shit. You know what I mean? Right? Like there're just too many motherfuckers sitting here having kids, like wait until they're fucking 40 to do so and using these motherfucking frozen ass eggs and shit. You can't tell me that don't fucking, you know what I mean, like break the fucking eggs and shit when they fucking freeze them. You know what I mean?
Oh no, absolutely. Like, I've heard like the way the Christians say it, they say you can't improve on God's plan, but like that holds up scientifically, absolutely. There's nothing better to eat. There's nothing more nutrient dense than natural food. There is no better way to live scientifically than the most natural way that you can. Like there's no way that conceiving artificially could result in as healthy a pregnancy as doing it naturally. That's ludicrous. For all the advancements we have, all the medicine we have, there is no way to make a human being healthier than he would be living in the wild.
Well, on top of that, you had the issue of, things like fucking fetal alcohol syndrome not really motherfucking being like ever even talked about because of, who the fuck it was. It did that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of how the mentality works. We can't have a conversation with females at all. It's something like motherfucking out of all the autistic fucking kids that have fucking come up, they say that probably a good 80% of them are motherfucking fetal alcohol syndromes.
Well, see, they say that, but like there are quite a few things that have been changing. This is a multifaceted attack, Like autism, I don't like. First of all, autism exists on a spectrum. There are many different symptoms, and knowing what I know about the medical establishment, which gives me absolutely no faith in it, it seems they've taken quite a few disorders and lumped them together. We've got everything from brain damage due to heavy metal poisoning, because all the idiots who put this dumb shit in their children, and then you've got like malnourished mothers providing terrible breast milk. You've got subadequate, natal care. There's quite a few things, but yeah, mothers drinking when they're pregnant is an issue. But honestly, I think that what they've done to the field of medicine is doing a whole lot worse. Like we've had alcohol for thousands of years. We've been doing this modern medicine fucking vaccine roulette for 100 years. I'm not a fan of it.
I feel you. Right. Like, like, I don't know, like, I'll be honest, man, like, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know like a whole lot of the technical shit about stuff. Right. But Dennis's art studio said CRT is being pushed across the Western world as a whole, not just the US. Right. Let me keep this 100 with you, my brother. Right. CRT is kind of like, it's part of that whole mentality of colonialism, right? All right. I read an article this morning, right, about motherfucking like the lowering birth rates and shit. And the guy was talking about how like individuals are really going to have to work to fucking end racism because of the fact that, like every one of the fucking white countries in the world, including like, and all the Asian countries and most of, the fucking Middle East are all like just dropping. Their fucking birth rates are dropping like a stone. Sons of patriarchy. What up? Right. And the fact that they are, means that like they're going to have to bring in immigrants from fucking places like Africa, which is the only place that they're having any fucking birth rate growth. And even then, they're still going to motherfucking like topple. They're still going to like fucking peak out and fall down. Right. So that's kind of the mentality. Like we're going to peak out at like 9 billion people in like fucking 2050 and then fucking start our march back down towards motherfucking like fucking 8 and 7 and 6 billion again. By like, the next century and shit. So like they're trying to like fucking stand here and push this anti-racism and shit, or push this anti-racism ideology, right? That is going to allow them to motherfucking bring in more individuals, because like that's ultimately what fucking the whole anti-racism thing's about, is corporate.
They have a lot of names for this shit, like anti-racist, like anti-fossil fuels. If at its core, it is all anti-human propaganda. That's what it is. Like, don't have children because they're bad. Don't drive a car, even though internal combustion engines are what keeps most of the world alive. Don't do anything. You are a curse. You are nothing but a cancer on this world. Just go kill yourself. Why not?
Well, yeah, man. There's a lot of Nietzschean motherfucking pieces of shit out here. You know what I mean? Like, I meet quite a few of these motherfucking black pill pieces of shit on the motherfucking internet and whatnot. Like, oh man, we're not gonna have any kids, and fucking, I don't want to fucking stand here and live anymore, and da 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 and all this fucking dumb shit and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking stupid. like altogether. And Ian Moore, y'all legit, like fucking there. I don't even know what like BC and BCE and fucking CE stand for, right? Right. Like I don't even know what like BCE and what does BCE stand for? Do you know?
It's not before Christ. It's some kind of Latin designation, but like the way that TFM described it, and I agree. Like all these different initiatives, everything from from sexual liberation to this trans apologist shit, the critical race theory, the green movement, they all of their goals all like the ultimate goal of all these operations is communism. Like these are heads of a snake, and they are now the Hydra is forming into one. Like now we know the ultimate goal of all this bullshit is communism or some kind of top-down authoritarian control. Like the goal of coronavirus initiatives is communism or consolidation of power. That's the goal of everything.
Right. Before it chased Ecuadorians. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if it's all fucking communism, right? But like, I do know they want a top down motherfucking dictatorship, right? But ultimately, like, how do I put this, man? Listen, all of this became a motherfucking thing through the motherfucking academic fields, right? It's us pushing 30% of our motherfucking kids into these fucking liberal colleges that have allowed them or that have fucking taught them this liberal arts fucking nonsense about how, you know, I mean, like human beings are fucking terrible and our countries are horrible and our people are fucking awful and shit, right? And the thing is like, yo, all that mentality was great, like fucking 100 years ago, right? Like back in the day when, you know, I mean, like these motherfuckers were going to be nobles and they were going to be fucking aristocrats and things of this nature. You wanted them motherfuckers to have that mentality. But when you're pushing regular suburban kids into this mental and they're all getting pushed through this motherfucking system, that I'll be honest with you, like all these mentalities have existed like long before motherfucking right now. It just you didn't notice it because like you weren't around these individuals. Like I fucking dude, I heard all this nonsense spouted back in like the fucking 90s and shit. Right? Like this was a normal thought pattern for motherfucking like upper class white people back in the 90s. Legitimately. I used to have these same conversations with motherfuckers and shit. Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
Working on a knife. I'll mute myself when I start sanding. Don't worry.
No, you're cool, man. Listen, like I was wondering what the fuck you was working on this shit. But anyway, right? Yeah, I know how Rome fell, right? Rome fell because like, yo, there was way too many motherfucking females not having any goddamn kids, and they were paying motherfuckers not to fucking attack them and shit. And they just kind of, you know what I mean, like fucking the individuals just said, fuck that. Rome ain't strong enough to defend itself anymore, and they motherfucking went ham. That's what happens when you know what I mean, become a cosmopolitan motherfucking country. All right, anyway.
I can't confirm this. I don't have any proof, but I have a sneaking suspicion that the true levers of power haven't changed since Rome. Like they're the same people still have all the gold. The same people are still making the decisions. The same money that put the communists into power in Russia fomented the French Revolution. This is all garbage.
Well, all right. Let's talk about that because this is important to understand, right? So the individuals who funded the motherfucking French Revolution were not communists, right? And that's important to understand, right? The mentalities that individuals have, and yes, you can talk about the Rothschilds at this point, right? But it's not about the Rothschilds. What it's about is the mentality that if you have a fucking king, a king will not allow somebody to become more powerful than he is in their fucking country, right? But like once individuals stand here and start becoming merchants and start having a merchant class and, you know, I mean, like structures where you need individuals to be able to do trade and things of this nature, like these individuals are going to become more powerful than the motherfucking kings and shit. Right. And the king is not going to be able to have jurisdiction over somebody who doesn't sit here and, you know what I mean, make their fucking money just off of there, because they're not looking at themselves as a citizen of that nation. They're looking at themselves as an international citizen. And these international citizens, right? These international citizens want to have international motherfucking law because of the fact that they don't want to be trapped in by individuals like us and telling them how the fuck they're going to live. They don't want cultures. They don't want motherfucking families. They don't want communities. They want people to be fucking obedient motherfucking drones in their corporations. And that's the mentality, right? Like, yo, it's just, that's how that shit fucking works, right? And understand, like, yo, it's, the money changes, yes, the bankers 100%, but it's also about the individuals who were trading, you know what I'm saying, tapestries, and individuals who were trading motherfucking iron, the individuals who were trading bronze, the individuals who were, you know what I'm saying, like trading spices and goods, right? Like, they didn't want that to be in the hands of just the royalty. They wanted that in the hands of themselves and their motherfucking nobility friends, right? That's why, like, things like the motherfucking Tsar had to fall in Russia. That's why the King of France had to fall. It's why fucking, you know what I'm saying, the King of Britain had their power stripped away from them. That's why the kings of Sweden and Denmark had the power of them stripped the fuck away from them. And that's the mentality, right? That's kind of how the hell that shit works. These motherfuckers never wanted to, like, yo, for instance, like, motherfuckers talk about Thomas Paine and the American Revolution and Jefferson and shit, right? Like, Jefferson had respect for his own country and was a person of his own fucking land and saw himself as such, right? But guys like Thomas Paine said, like, I'm an international citizen. I don't want to live and be fucking ruled over by the individuals of this country. I want to be able to live anywhere and go wherever I want and not be forced under the motherfucking rules of this. This is the ideology of libertarianism, right? That's kind of the mentality, right? That's where the fuck that shit, right? That's where that mentality comes from. It is not about fucking communism. Like, understand this. Communism is a means to an end for these motherfuckers, right?
I
They want
agree.
all the
Like
fuck.
they're not communists by definition. They're formless. Like the Soviet Union was an experiment. They killed off the, every time they eliminate a population, they get rid of a bunch of information that they don't want in the history books anymore. You can erase cultures with communism. You can purge an entire country of its wealth and install a system of government that will never slip out of your grip again. Like in the same way, China is a control experiment. They're definitely going to see just how far they can push those people.
Right. I mean, like, this mentality, though, that we're standing here looking at it as a, you know what I mean, international fucking communist cabal. That's really not what it is. Like, they're not just trying to bring in communism. They're trying to bring in international authoritarianism, right? And it's not like fucking, it's not a fascist ideology, right? It's not, you know what I mean, motherfucking, how do I put this, man? Listen, right? Well, China, like, yo, China knows right now, like, yo, by 2050, 2060, like, yo, they're going to have half the population that they have right now, right? So China's in bad shape. Yo, they're in really, really bad shape. Like, they're gonna have something like, for like, I don't know, they're gonna have more people over the age of 80 than they will being born, right? You know what I mean? That's kind of where the mentality is. Like, yeah, they want one currency, they want one motherfucking rule, they want one motherfucking body to deal with. They don't want to motherfucking continue to have nations tell them to go fuck themselves, right? That's the mentality. And so here's the problem, though. On the other side of that motherfucking coin is nationalism and motherfucking, like, communitarianism and shit. It's the mentality that, you know what I mean, like, yo, we should be the ones ruling over these corporations and motherfucking, like, these fucking giant ass motherfucking people. Problem is that, like, there's quite a few of us out here right now who would not like that system either, because, like, yo, we don't want to be controlled by the fucking government either, right? That's the fucking issue, right? Is that everybody's fighting against these motherfucking governments. Yo, what up, man? What up, Ghost? What up, man? Yo, speak to me, bro. You shook your head.
Oh, I was just saying, no, I don't want to be controlled. Libertarians don't want to be controlled by the government. Like, no, I don't want to be controlled.
Yeah, I feel you. right? Like none of us want to be controlled by any of this shit, right? But the problem is that like, yo, you have to have somebody to motherfucking stand here and wreck shop with these motherfucking internationalists who are trying to push these global motherfucking narratives and global imperatives. Like, for instance, the jab, right? For instance, the vaccine passports, right? For instance, you know what I'm saying? Like fucking nationwide surveillance. For instance, you know what I'm saying? Like the travel TSA shit, right? Like, yo, somebody has to deal with these motherfuckers here and tell them to go fuck themselves. And the only people can do that are individuals who you all collectively together stand here and put in the power and go, you fucking deal with them, right? Because we got to keep making our fucking bread to pay our fucking bills and shit. That's the issue, right? And so, like, yo, it's a fight on both motherfucking sides and shit, right? That's kind of the mentality. And I think that's really what it is, rather than like a global push towards fucking communism, which I think that's the wrong word, right? Because it's not a global push towards fucking communism. It's a global push towards motherfucking like internationalism. That's the mentality.
They want to eliminate the concept of a sovereign citizen. If China has, if the powerful people in China have an issue with American,
they want to be sovereign citizens.
Sovereign citizens of what?
Themselves. Like, yo, Jeff Bezos does not want to be a citizen of any country.
They don't want us to be citizens of a country. That's why they're trying to eliminate borders. With countries come distinctions. They want to eliminate
do you know what a sovereign citizen is?
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, like, all right, so like a sovereign citizen is a dude who, you know what I'm saying, like he is motherfucking a sovereign citizen is an individual who feels as though he is not beholden to any country whatsoever. He is sovereign upon himself. Right. So like he is not, you know what I mean? Like what's the word I'm looking for here? He's not dictated to by a government. That's motherfucking sovereign citizens. You know what I mean? That's
perhaps I worded it wrong.
Yeah.
They want power over everyone and everything. Like that's kind of clear.
Right. I mean, like what they want is they want to be international citizens. Right. They don't want to be beholden to any country and their regulations. They want to be able to do trade wherever they go the same way that they do it. You know what I mean? Fucking the same way they do it in New York. They want to do it in London. They want to do it in Beijing. They want to do it in Melbourne. They want to do it in motherfucking Laos. Right.
Honestly, I think that's how it already is. I think we already have global government. Somehow they got every government in the world to participate in this fucking coronavirus hoax. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Like it's like, you know how the Republicans and the Democrats, they pretend to hate each other. Donald Trump calls Hillary Clinton a cunt. She says you're going to prison. You know, fight when the cameras are on. Nothing bad ever happens. Like they're cooperating. Clearly, they're cooperating. In China, they're telling their citizens that the virus came from America and that America is some great threat and they need to steel themselves against it. That's exactly what we are telling our citizens, only in reverse. Like clearly, they're cooperating. I think world government is already here, and the only thing left is to consolidate what power they don't already have.
Right. Like I do. I feel where you're at. Right. There you go, Justin. Put the link in the motherfucking chat for you, bro. It's in my Discord, as always. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always make sure when I do a live stream, the motherfucking link be in the Discord and shit. Right. But like the mentality is that let me get rid of this motherfucking joint real quick, right? Because, like, you know what I mean? Since we're gonna hop on this fucking subject and shit. All right. Anyway. So like the mentality is that if no, all right. I don't know why the fuck it is like everybody hopped on this same mental about the motherfucking COVID. Like I have no idea like how everybody got in the same goddamn page about this shit. But like I'm 90% sure it's because of the fact that everybody sends their kids to our fucking school.
Yeah, that's a lot of it right there.
In the UK, after George Floyd was killed, they had BLM riots. In the United Kingdom, that's a different country. They're pushing the same agenda everywhere that they want the same effect. England is facing the same fate that America is, only they're going to get there a lot faster because they have less people, they have a less defensible position, and they have no guns. What is happening in England is coming here as soon as they can get away with it. They will push this every inch as far as they can and not 1 micron less.
Wait, so like, all right. I'll be honest with you. I think the reason why that shit went to Britain the way it did, right? The BLM shit, as far as stuff's concerned, is through like fucking fashion and music, right? Like, and through sports. Like all these motherfucking upper echelon motherfucking like athletes and sports motherfuckers. And then on top of that, Twitter, right? And everything. That's a fucking nationwide goddamn platform.
I agree. But the thing
Well, here's the thing, guys, about England is the BBC has monopoly control over what gets broadcast in England. So their media is a lot more centralized than it is here in the U.S.
True, but the thing is, most people don't see media. Most people don't see Hollywood. They don't see news stations as arms of the government. This is all under control.
Oh no! Over in England, they all know because I've got a girlfriend in England and from England, and she point blank said that the BBC is nothing but the propaganda arm of the city of London.
Well, my point is, yes, media and popular culture is to blame, but that is handed to us. They're simply given this. That's how they push these agendas. That's how they always push it. If the government showed up on your doorstep and put a gun to your head and said, "We need you to do this," it wouldn't be as smooth a transition. They don't convince the older people. They simply indoctrinate the children. Media, Hollywood.
There was a guy. There was a guy that he came over from Ukraine. He was born in Hungary. Used to run Bibles from Romania into Ukraine and Hungary back during the communist era. And he came over. He's Church of Christ preacher. And his grandfather, back during the pogroms when the communists were killing everybody, they said, "We'll indoctrinate your children." And his grandfather made a prophecy to him, and it wound up happening. You may get my children, but my grandchildren will hang you.
Right. I mean, that's kind of where my mental is.
I mean, I wish it was like that, but
look what happened.
Justice come.
It may not happen in this lifetime. It may take a generation or two until you get enough pain and fire. People don't get it. And sometimes in life, because of the human nature and our hard-headedness, we have to suffer the pain.
People don't realize that every day the odds get stacked more and more in their favor. Like that, you don't think that they've war gamed out this scenario like a million times. Like very quickly, we're going to reach the point where you might as well just not even do it because it won't work. Like we're going to miss our opportunity.
And that's what they're kind of doing right now. They're trying to go for broke, but even going for broke, familiarize yourself with the Murphy's laws of combat. The first one is no plan survives first contact with the enemy.
Well, like
everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Exactly. You know how I learned how to fight. My dad reared back and just smacked me right square in the face without flinching. And through the blood, sweat, and snot, you learn to swing back.
Mike Tyson, nigga. Mike Tyson. He said everybody got a plan until they get punched in the fucking face.
He's goddamn right.
All right. I like what my man said. He said the cathedral is close to omnipresent. And like the mentality that, like these arms of the media are more like the Ministry of Truth for the United States government, is much more real than we fucking realize, right? This mentality that individuals sit here and, how do we put this? That like these fucking media agencies and shit are really just an arm of the U.S. government. The vast majority of them are, like fucking, Fish and Gorilla. Yo, man, listen, like I love Fish and shit. Yo, man.
My old man would have got along.
There was a Senate hearing in the 70s where a CIA director was called in front of the government, and they were asked, does the CIA have direct control over the news and Hollywood? And they said no. It says here that you have agents planted there, and he's like, no, that's just for security. They've had control of this for a long time. Hollywood was started by 6 people, all incredibly wealthy, practicing a religion I won't mention here, and they were all born within 16 miles of each other. Like this has been centralized from the beginning.
Oh yeah, that's why like a lot of them motherfucking artists and musicians and shit from the 70s were all born in the same place in Cali, right? And they were all born. Actually, most of them were all born on a military base in fucking California, right? That's just, you know, what I mean, that's just information. You know, what I mean, the motherfuckers really know, like, it's just how the hell that shit works. So,
Is it here?
but to sit here and, you know, what I mean, fucking think that, you know, like this here is pushing towards like a global communist agenda is fucking nonsense. They just want, you know, what I mean, motherfuckers to be in a globalist motherfucking authoritarian agenda. It's not communism, though, right? It's technocracy. Is kind of where the mentality is.
Is it communism by definition? No, but like they definitely want us to live in pods and eat bugs. Their goal is to seize private property and remove all of our liberties and our rights. Like they're pushing for total surveillance, total control over everything from where you shit, who you fuck, and what babies you make.
Well, they've always wanted this fucking control. The elites have always wanted the goddamn control to be able to motherfucking have like complete dictate over what individuals do and how they live their fucking lives. Right? That's just kind of how that mental has always fucking worked. You know, like we can't, how to put this, man? Like, you can't fucking really change that. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what
I
it's
don't know
hitting.
how you would go about changing it.
Well, man, listen, Justin, is your fucking mic keep getting unplugged? What the fuck's going on, bro?
No, it's I've got it plugged into my laptop because I'm trying to find something. Let me turn the speaker off. Hang on here, I'll mute it. Sorry, I'm not trying to be annoying.
You're cool, right? Like, but I'm saying, like, you know, the mentality that like these individuals are always going to do this is just part of life, man. Listen, like, you're always gonna have to fight for your motherfucking freedoms. Like, you have to motherfucking be willing to motherfucking lay down your life to preserve your motherfucking ability to have the right to be able to do what you want and preserve your liberties. You know what I mean? That's always been a fucking thing. Like, yo, this is how fucking society, this is how governments go. Governments go from, you know what I mean, being, you know what I mean, like free and, you know what I mean, beautiful and amazing. And then they turn into like,
Well, that's what I'm reading. Let me sum it up better for you. I'm looking through my quotes. Government is not reason. It is not eloquent. It is force, like fire. It is a dangerous servant and a fearful master. George Washington.
yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yo, government has always been this way, right? And it will always get out of control. And then they'll end up losing control and falling back into being
Thomas
shit.
Jefferson. Here's another one from Jefferson. The natural progress of things is for liberty to yield and government to gain ground.
This has been this forever, right? Like,
It is a human condition.
This is new. Like, why do you all think this is new?
There's nothing new under the sun.
Right? Like, this is not a new thing. Right? Legitimately, you just have to be willing to motherfucking stand here and fucking guard your door with a motherfucking hammer. It's that simple. You have to be willing to say, like, you're going to take this much ground and no more. You know what I mean? Like, 100%.
You can't. Hammers are concealed weapons.
Yeah, I know. Right? We used to put them in our motherfucking sleeves and smack motherfuckers in the head with them and shit. You know what I mean? When things got way
I
too out of
still
control.
carry a hammer in my car.
Yep.
I will tomahawk your ass with one.
But mostly that's for like breaking the window if I fucking end up falling into some water, right?
That or your knife, and always use the corner of your knife, get in the top corner and bust the window.
I actually have like a fucking spot in the bottom of my knife. I have a little fucking nub on the bottom of my knife just for that purpose.
Yep.
Right. But like,
you can the best way to make a glass breaker, like if I was going to make a knife, you drill a small hole in the bottom and you press in a ball bearing. Ball bearings are very hard. You strike a glass hard, but glass hard with a ball bearing, it will shatter. This is an escape bracelet. I carry this everywhere. This carbide bead will shatter any glass. These are awesome.
Gotcha. Right. Use
an he's right.
But I mean, like, and this is the problem is like motherfuckers
used to install windows.
I'll be real. Here's my mentality, right? Like, I've been thinking about this motherfucking coronavirus shit. I'm fucking impressed with the powers that be if they fucking actually did come up with this as an on purpose thing.
Well, you don't think the Spanish flu went off every bit as fucking flawlessly?
Well, no. I think the Spanish flu was accidental, but I think that this one here legitimately was on purpose, right? Yeah, I've heard spark plugs are pretty good at that too, right? But like, I really think like this one here was on purpose to get rid of the elderly. I think that's what this motherfucker was meant to do. Right. And there's a reason why, like, it doesn't affect kids like that.
Well, the clot shot's starting to do it now.
The what?
The clot shot. That's what I call that damn thing. A friend of mine, he got it. He's 25 years old. We told him not to get the damn thing, and he got the damn thing. Guess what they found under his left armpit?
Fucking blood clot.
Fucking blood clot.
Jesus Christ.
He's my silver dealer.
For number 2?
No, we smacked him over. Me and his daddy both told him not to get the damn thing.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I was at a restaurant. I was at a restaurant not too long ago, and I was listening to a doctor talking about how a lot more kids are coming in, and a lot more people my age, around I'm 33, almost 34, my age, are coming in, and they're starting to have a lot of heart problems.
No, dude, that's long COVID.
Mm-hmm.
My problem.
What we on the Ligma variant now? Is it the Ligma or the
no, the Omicron? The Omicron.
Omicron. I ain't heard of Omicron since I played Earth Siege 2.
Right. So interesting.
And that game was made in 95.
By the numbers, in 2019, we had the same amount of total deaths, and in 2020 it was a little bit less. 2021, now we're seeing a rise in deaths, and in the death category. Typically, we're going to lose between 20 and 80,000 people a year to common cold and flu. We lose more than 600,000 a year to heart disease. And now in 2021, the flu stats are almost 0 deaths. So either we've shaken a disease that has been with us since the beginning, or we're simply relabeling cold and flu deaths as coronavirus. Like from the beginning, when you go to the hospital and you because you get a sniffle, you're like, oh my God, I need to go to the hospital. They start you on remdesivir, which will kill your kidneys and start filling your body and your lungs up with water because they're not going to put you on dialysis. They're trying to kill you. And then they put you on a ventilator and then you die. This has happened. How many thousands of people have fucking done this? No one is catching on. They still trust these fucking doctors. You don't think someone will kill you if they're being paid to?
Well, like, yo, man, listen. All right. So, like, here's the crazy thing, right? That Omicron thing, like, yo, legitimately, like, I was like, yo, Omicron Persei 8, right, was like a fucking planet. And I just looked it up. Yo, it was the home planet of the motherfucking, those aliens from Futurama and shit.
Thought I recognized it.
This is Kabuki theater. This is insane.
Well, notice this, guys. Yesterday when they announced it, look what happened. It was on a Friday on the 4 o'clock dump. The Dow dropped like 900 points.
Yeah.
I think they just used that as an excuse to hide freaking selling off stuff.
I told y'all to jump in. Like I told y'all with that video in the morning, I was like, yo, look, fucking short the market. You know what I'm saying? Legit. Y'all motherfuckers would have made some bank yesterday. You would have listened to me. Legit. I knew what it was hitting for. You know what I mean? Like, yo, because the international markets all fucking plunged right before then. So
I watched that's one good thing about being up overnight. You can watch the Nikkei and you can see it 12 hours before it hits.
Yep. You know what it's hitting for, like immediately. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting to see what happens Sunday. I'm gonna jump in on Monday if it's motherfucking still falling and shit. Legit.
Nah, I think I don't know if it was close to triggering the first circuit breaker, but I'm pretty sure that by now they've already had their fucking Sunday morning board meetings. In a little while, they'll start having their board meetings on Sunday and shit. Because I know that the City of London, they meet on Sunday mornings to set the market for the week. That and then Basel, I think Basel meets at 4. Yeah, because they do that. That's how they get the 4 a.m. talking points ready for 4 a.m. on Monday morning.
Yeah, so I'm waiting to see what happens Sunday night. You know what I mean? I may hop in the market, motherfucking, you know, make some moves, see what I can do this week.
Yeah, Greg Manarino, he's pretty good to listen to because he slaughters the market every freaking day.
Yeah, I might have to check him out. You know what I mean?
Manarino's awesome, bub. He is awesome.
You know the deal. Put the link in my motherfucking Discord and shit. You know what I mean? So I fucking.
I want to get on Discord, but I don't have enough freaking space on my phone, and my laptop's too damn old. I can't get Discord on my fucking laptop. So I'm stuck fucking. That's why I ain't even been in Discord yet.
Well, the Discord link is in every one of my joints, and you don't have to have Discord in order to use
when I clicked on the link, when I clicked on you're invited, it automatically sends me to the fucking Play Store.
Really, I mean, because like you can
Yep.
open it with Chrome.
Okay, I'll try. I'll screw around with it and see.
Yeah, you can open it with Chrome. You don't have to run the motherfucking app in order to get on Discord.
Okay, I'll try it. I'll try it again and see. I hate this app-based bullshit. I got behind on technology. I missed when I was laid up those 5 years with that surgery. I wasn't able to do much, so I got freaking behind on tech.
Right. I mean, like, yo, I like Discord. Discord's probably like, I'll be honest, like that is my only social media that I use is Discord.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't have a Facebook. I don't have a fucking Twitter. I don't got none of that.
I only got Facebook for some of my family that's way off out in Bumblefuck, and they don't do anything else but Facebook. That's about it.
Well, I have one for Messenger that like is super hidden for like side bitches and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's the only joint that I'm all fucking having shit. Legit. You know what I mean? Yeah. This motherfucker over here grinding his fucking knives down and shit. Man, listen. Look at him. Motherfucking just working on his motherfucker. What do you got going on? Look at him. Pretty little fucking, what is that, little fillet knife?
It's a Fang. It's my design for a Pakal fighter.
You could spill someone's guts with that one. Is it made for swipey, not pokey?
The Pakal is it's an edge in knife, so held in hammer grip, it's edge up, and reverse grip, it's the edge facing you. If you've ever seen someone break down a deer, like you don't slice it like you do a tomato. You grab the knife like this and you use long pulls to separate flesh. So this is.
It looks like a good Skinner.
Is designed to give you an in and out penetration like a cat's claw, but I've been working on troubleshooting and penetration testing this one for a while. Actually, I got some good news. I got invited to the International Krav Maga Institute to show off my work on.
Fucking badass, man!
Yeah,
you get a chance, Ghost, look up William Collins. He's a knife maker and he makes really cool knives and stuff. You might reach out to him and get some pointers.
I don't know. Like I feel
maybe
like
you should get some pointers from me.
Oh yeah,
I feel like Ghost got his shit going on. Like I'm saying, man, legit. It looks like a good fucking like.
Oh yeah, I don't want to get hit with that son bitch.
Shit. You know,
it looks like it's a great skinner. I could tell it's got a good skinning blade on it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
You rip through that rib cage real quick with it.
Like, that's what I was wanting. Little fillet joint, little tomahawk. I need to get me a tomahawk and a machete, man. Listen, those are fucking. I'm missing them right now.
I got to get better at sharpening. I suck at sharpening.
Yo, it's just a patience thing. You just gotta take your time.
I guess so.
You know what I mean?
I've made knives before, and I get a good angle on them, but I just can't get them as sharp as I want to. That's
what's
a
up,
good
what's
one.
up with that serration in that blade?
The serration? It's a choil. So this one, this is a double-edged version of one of my knives. So the choil starts before the edge.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, I got a right here and a choil.
I got a cans bowl. I got a cans bowl that's got the same type of design on it with that 2-step in it. That choil, you called it, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Badass knife. And do you hand fit them?
Oh yeah, everything's done by hand. I start with a raw piece of steel, and this is a.
No, I mean like no. Do you make it to like your hand to your hand? I mean like hand fit.
Well, before you buy something, I ask for your glove size. Like I wear about a size 7 to size 8. So just like depending upon the difference between my hands and your hands, I'll make it a little bit larger or a little bit smaller.
Oh, okay.
One dude, he's getting brass knuckles. I had him trace his hand on a piece of paper and send that to me.
No, fucking badass, man.
Yo, where do you sell them at?
Instagram typically.
And why aren't you?
I gave up selling anything in person years ago. I've sold one knife in person. People are like, "Oh, that's really cool. Let me get one." I tell them the price. They're like, "Nope." They run away screaming. So it's just
how much?
Yeah,
how much
handmade.
does one of your knives go for?
About 200 for like a basic one.
Yeah, that's what a good knife, handmade knife costs.
What's a basic one?
Basic. Basic would be like this. This is a basic one. So that's for that you get textured G10 handles, a Kydex sheath, and a tech lock. Like so, when it arrives, this will be the setup. Hard molded sheath, military grade attachment point.
Fucking A.
Yo,
what type of stitch? Wow.
So like I can get you to make me a buck knife for like $200.
Oh yeah.
Shit, I might have to do that for like Christmas.
Oh yeah, do it, Pino. Do it. Do it.
I did a gift of some dude was getting married. He's part of the silver coin community, and I was involved with those guys a while ago. I did some silver work for him. He was getting married, and he had 3. It was for him and 2 other groomsmen.
Cool.
He wanted 3 knives that were mirror copies of each other.
I'll say like, man, listen, like I need me a good knife. It's been a long time since I've had a good fucking knife. Like legit.
What kind of steel what type of metal you use, Ghost?
Anything with appropriate carbon in it that can be heat treated effectively. Like any of the 10 series, so 1075, 1085, 1095, and also 15N20 and AEBL high carbon stainless. Like anything that, huh?
I said, damn. That was a good thing.
I've actually got a piece of Damascus I'm working on right now. That'll be.
What are you making? What are you using for your Damascus? I was going to ask you if you played with Damascus yet.
I don't make it myself. I don't have a power hammer, and there's no one on this earth who's going to pay me what it costs to make that shit with like. I'm going to buy a $7,000.
The only thing worse is Makume Gane.
But yeah, so so someone is getting an anniversary present for their husband. That's supposed to be done by Christmas, and then I'm making. This is the outline for a simplistic fighter that I'm working on. It'll have a full flat ground edge, and I'm working on making a handle that won't snag when you go to do hand switches and stuff.
I say I need me like a nice little buck knife and shit.
Oh, I can do that.
Oh yeah, he can make you one hell of a bushcraft buck knife combo thing, or one of each, one for skinning, one for working.
I could even stamp Pinoid on it if you want.
Oh hell yeah! Put the gorilla on it.
I'd have to buy a gorilla stamp, but if it can be found, I'll do it.
Or get it laser etched at least.
Oh, I do have a laser guy. He does really good work, but it's double.
Yeah.
So like for if you want laser etching, I can do that. It's a little bit extra. But I use a really good laser guy, so it's deep and clear, and it looks awesome. But yeah, I can put whatever you want on it, honestly.
I don't really need anything extra. I just need a fucking good knife. Yo, what do you use for handles?
Typically, like my favorite material is G10. That's a dense fiberglass laminate. It's actually harder and denser than carbon fiber, but I work with G10 carbon fiber, hardwood. I've got Elkhorn. I'm making something for a friend of my brother who just died. So this is.
Oh, you can do horn?
Yeah, that's Elkhorn, and he's getting this. This is a one-off. This is my my Pygmy Viper Bowie. But this is kind of the like I took the handle of my Fang and just reversed it. So this is just a small Bowie. I'm going to be laser marking on some artwork that my brother did, and this one's getting those Elkhorn handles you just saw.
Fucking A. All your knives full tang?
Well, yeah. I mean, I do some kitchen knives with a hidden tang, but I don't like you don't sacrifice strength for looks.
No. How did you get into knife making?
My grandfather taught me how to. I wasn't raised by my father. My grandfather taught me how to sharpen a knife, how to use a gun, stuff like that. So I got when I was 18, I got into doing butterfly knife trick competitions when I was still doing professional video gaming, and then I got into knife collecting, knife repair, knife modification. Now I make them.
Cool. Yeah, me and my brother, we both come from a long line of metal bangers.
That's awesome.
No, I come from a long line of cooks and individuals who stab people. Right.
Oh, my family did that on the side. That was our side hustle. Shit, my freaking grandpa, he buried all kinds of problems out there in the woods. Fed them to the pigs too.
No. Mine would more along the lines like, hey, you would never. You should, you know what I'm saying, be careful because bad things can happen to you if you don't, what I'm saying, make your payments.
Oh no. My grandpa, he did it in style, man. This guy pulled a 45 on him. He walked right up to him, took the gun from him, tore it apart, and beat him damn near to death with his own gun. My grandpa did not give a fuck.
Yeah. Mine sat there, motherfucking. He went to go collect from this one dude. He walked in, fucking. The guy's sitting there at his fucking desk. He pulls out a fucking can of lighter fluid and fucking sprays a dude in the desk down. He goes, "Look, I know you got the money. I know it's here in this fucking desk. You either give me the fucking money right now, or I'll light you, the money, and motherfucking the desk on fire. I don't give a fuck." Like, yo.
And fast forward to the middle of the night, there would be my grandfather waiting, knocking that bookie on the side of the head, going, "Hey, remember me, fucker?" After he skin him about halfway through as he's asleep.
Yeah, you know what I mean, hard-headed old days. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know, Pinoy. I come from some crazy motherfuckers too. All those stories you tell, I grew up around the same shit. The only difference was it was way out in the boondocks.
So I got another bit of good news. I forgot about this. One of my longest like typically if someone's a long-term customer, they'll become a friend. About 80 to 90% of my business is repeat business. The custom market's kind of saturated, but so it's hard for me to attract new customers, but almost everyone who buys something of mine ends up getting at least 2 more. I'm not sure why. Apparently people like my stuff once they actually hold it. But he's probably my best customer right now, and we've become friends as usually happens. And he has a property in Pennsylvania, less than 5 hours away, and he has a large pole building there it's good enough to hold events in, and he wanted to do something involving knives. And I've been so I'm going to go there. We're going to set something up, and I'm going to be developing my own. I've been working on developing my own knife fighting protocol and style. For
now you're down by Wheeling, right?
A little bit east of Wheeling, I think, or sorry, west.
A little bit west of Wheeling. I'll say like because I know you're in West Virginia and shit. So like you're a little bit west of Wheeling. You're not far west because you go pretty much any further west of Wheeling, you end up in motherfucking Kentucky or Ohio. Yeah, so like 5 hours from you, I'm saying that's probably trying to think here. Probably my neck of the woods, like somewhere around my neck of the woods as far as shit's concerned.
Oh, well, I mean, if you ever want to stop by, I'll give you some knife fighting lessons.
Well, no. I'm saying like wherever the fuck you're going, you're probably like 5 hours. Like you're probably gonna be real close to where the fuck I'm at. If you're in PA and 5 hours from Wheeling, right? Because I'm trying to think here. Oh shit, fucking down 76. It's fucking what? Trying to think of how many miles it is. That's fucking exit 3. I think it's like 323 is fucking Harrisburg. So like fucking Carlisle, maybe fucking Chambersburg.
The convention I'm going to is in Westchester, PA. But I the other guy.
Oh, Westchester. Well, Westchester's down by Philly.
I'll have to get the address of the other dude in PA, but yeah, the event, the Krav Maga thing is in Westchester, but I should be doing some regular stuff in Pennsylvania somewhere. Like that is my ultimate plan. You really can't make a good living making knives. Everyone's like, "No, don't give it up." I'm like, "Well, buy more shit," and I won't. I'm sick of being broke, so I'm just gonna like the only way I can profit from this terrible control is to, I guess teach people how to knife fight, because that's going to become a lot more important skill coming soon.
Yeah, they ain't wrong.
Well, like Europe, you know what I mean? Like Europe, you could probably make a fucking killing over there since none of them have.
In Europe, it's illegal to teach someone how to defend themselves. Like if it's not boxing, if you open a knife fighting school in Europe, they will shut you down. Like you're not allowed to have knives there. You're not supposed to have knives in your home.
Yeah, they're teaching them. They're teaching them how to do it on like how to knife fight and all that stuff. Like you got to go like to the mafia and shit to learn all that crap, like back streets and stuff.
Well, most like effective forms of blade combat have always been closely guarded secrets. Like way back in the day, if you wanted to learn how to fence, you'd have to enroll at a private school or convince someone to teach you. It's never been a very well.
If the peasants all knew how to fight, the aristocracy couldn't rule.
How long? 3.9 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's a semi-automatic knife?
What? Okay, look, an automatic knife is a knife that opens from the press of a button. Semi-automatic is not a real term.
Spring
They have spring
assisted.
assist. Like, I guess that's kind of semi-auto, but spring assist, I don't. They don't ever carry a folding knife. Just don't. Not for defense. It will close on your hand. You stab someone with it, it's liable to break. If you think you can like rip that thing out and snap it open and stick someone while they've got a gun in your
it'll
face,
hang.
you're
I've done
wrong.
it.
So
It'll hang every freaking time. When you need it to hang, that sumbitch will freaking hang.
exactly. So, but yeah, I small fixed blade all the way.
Now, Ghost, I was taught to go swipey, not pokey.
What do you mean, like slashes?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see,
I was taught to go for the neck and pull.
A slash attack is a harassing attack. Almost no one dies from a slash. When you start slashing at someone, they're going to cover up. The outside of your body, the sides of your head, back of your neck, your back, the sides of your arm are all completely devoid of major blood vessels. Almost no one is killed by a slash. You either need to be incredibly lucky or have incredible skill. Almost everyone dies from a stab wound. It's really difficult to, like, there's only 3 places where you can kill with a slash. You got the neck, the distal artery, and you really can't get the brachial artery with the slash.
Unless you have a really sharp knife.
Well,
right,
if you have a sword, you can kind of just, lop off chunks, but that's getting outside the realm of practical carry. But no, don't slash, stab, torso, neck, face.
All right, yo, you want to, yo, look, y'all want to hear some like crazy ass, retarded ass European laws about knives?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so Belgium, forbidden are automatic knives, throwing stars, knives disguised as objects when inside of a vehicle. The following applies: nothing is allowed without a legal reason. Hold up, man. Listen, my boy fucking Mike's here, nigga. Yo, what's good?
Yeah, what the fuck is up, bro?
What's up?
I'm chilling.
I was just on that fucking Tony stream, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was on that fucking Tony stream, you know what I mean? I had fucking, you know what I mean? Niggas was on some bullshit. So I just
that's why I left too. They on some bullshit.
I just randomly left, bro, but I had to let them know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I went on that motherfucking stream, right? For like fucking like, I don't know, like fucking 5 minutes. I came in and I asked motherfucking Gonzo when the fuck he's gonna be done with puberty, and motherfuckers is like, yo, this is kind of fucking weird.
Dude was saying that you had fucking beef with Gonzo because I got beef with Gonzo when I hopped on. I was like, yo, why you got beef with me? Because then motherfucker, you know what I mean? Why you got beef with me? Because I got beef with Gonzo.
I got a question real quick, guys.
18-year-old boy, like, yo, legit, right? I asked him, I said, when is he gonna be motherfucking done, motherfucking going through puberty? And they're like, yo, man, this is fucking weird. This is awkward.
I really tried to fuck with these dudes. Like, I try to bring them the truth constantly, right? I try to bring them the truth of the Almighty, and all they want to do is derail the topics into just fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? Then they want to talk about how I'm always bringing up the same things. It's like, well, it's the fucking truth, and y'all ain't hearing it. What the fuck you want me to do?
What you trying to bring up, Mike?
The fucking truth about what's going on in this fucking world, bro. This world's crazy.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
What are you talking about? The satanic pedophiles and Bill Gates' weird eugenics cult and all that?
I mean, I don't really subscribe to the whole super conspiracy, like fucking, you know what I mean? I'm not like in the super conspiracies, but
I mean, it's more like Game of Thrones. There's like
reality.
5 factions fighting over the one ring to rule them all.
Yo, there's pedophiles and shit, right? Yeah, of course. There's Satanists, of course, but that's not the majority.
The majority of people know, but a very small number of individuals have their hands clasped around the neck of power.
Well, yeah, and the noose is getting tighter, right? And people just, you know what I mean, tucking themselves into bed, bro, while the fucking house is burning down. That's kind of what it really is.
Burn, baby, burn.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, yo, get out of the bed. And they're like, nah, we like it. It's comfortable. I'm like, fuck.
The heat warms us up.
Yeah.
Yo, man, in Ireland, yo, it is completely illegal to carry a knife. It's illegal to carry anything that can cut.
Yep. They're trying to get to where you can't even carry pens with you because people are defending themselves with pens.
Yo, it should be illegal for ghosts to be near a can.
John Wick's pencil, Ghost like never heard of her.
Yo, don't let him near nothing sharp, bro. Not even a tin can or nothing. They got to get him with all plastic.
Oh hell
like,
no!
don't get that
He'll
nigga
heat that. No, he'll heat that shit up, make a prison shiv.
They got to
He'll be
give him a
twice as
polymer
dangerous.
tray, bro, so you can't break it.
Like goddamn
That's
Magneto had to
Actually
be like
working
a
on an
reinforced
improvised
polymer.
weapon course. Like that's a subject that's skipped over in just about every knife fighting manual that I have. Typically, this is military stuff.
Yo,
And
Ghost,
what?
you want a tip, bro? Real talk, man to man.
No.
With your strikes, right? You're stopping, right? You want to go through the target on each strike. You're stopping at the target. That ain't gonna be effective. You want to go through the target. You feel me? Because there's gonna be resistance in real life. Like it's not just gonna be the air. You're gonna have to go through that shit. And if you just stop, it's not gonna be a very forceful, you know what I mean, strike with that blade.
I have a striking dummy. Like these are just reflex drills.
Nah,
I
have
do
you
them constantly.
ever got a pork petrel and done it with a pork petrel?
With a what? A
Pork petrel. It's got the bone and everything in it.
Oh yeah. I mean, see, you've got
That way you know what it feels like to hit the bone and everything.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
when Dad and them were teaching me. That's what they made me do. They made me go pokey and swipey. That's where I cut my freaking hand and all that
Well,
shit.
I actually redesigned this blade because the first version kept getting snagged in ribs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just didn't know what you have done or whatnot, this, that, or the other. I'm sure. Yeah, I don't ever want to fuck with you. Oh fuck no, hell no. You like the awful Wanted there, that guy with the knives, like that butcher, just in the dark going pussy.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea.
You
ever saw Wanted?
Like the white version of Hitman right now. This nigga's over here wing chunging it up with the motherfucking knife.
It's fucking badass. So that's a man right there. Goddamn.
He said, "That's a man right there." Like he's like, "Can you wash a little deeper inside of them ribs?"
Get a little deeper in there, by God.
What else you got, Ghost, bro? Pull out the collection, bro. No, that ain't the only knife you got. Let me see some dope knives.
It would take me 45 minutes just to gather all the knives and
not all of them, just a couple of dope ones.
You missed the tomahawk. You had a tomahawk a minute ago.
All right. I like the tomahawk.
Entry, it's an entry tomahawk. So
Okay.
this isn't really for cutting wood. It's like EOD techs in Iraq. They need stuff to like disassemble cars. So this is more for going through a car door or prying open a residence.
It looks like it'll fuck someone up though.
I don't want to get hit with it.
It'll a little pointy.
You'll get the point.
This is actually why I got invited to the Krav Maga seminar. I designed this for Shadow from 52 Combat Concepts. He wanted a fighting Pakal with a retention
That is fucking
ring.
awesome.
Is that
Is it double? Is it
Karambit? The blade curves out. This for a Karambit, it's for open slashes. That's
is
why
the top end sharpened?
No, that's so the bottom edge is sharpened because it's for down penetrating cuts, and the top is ground to give it a little bit more penetration. The tip is narrow
okay.
on this thing.
Fucking A, dude.
So that's the Panther, and then this is the first. This is the Fang 1.0 with carbon fiber handles.
You gonna stick with that design, or are you doing the 2.0?
Well, this is the 1.5, and then the 2.0 is I just got done developing it.
I take it you really like them little cutty knives, bro.
Well, there's a lot of misconceptions. Like in all these fucking dumb military knife fighting manuals I have, people read that and they're like, "No, I need a giant Bowie knife." You can't unsheath a 13-inch knife and use it when someone's already on top of you.
It's true.
So in almost every attack I've been jumped a few times. I've been cut. I've been shot at. I've never been shot, thank God. But so you want something small enough to where you can conceal it in the palm of your hand,
and they don't see it.
Large enough not to put you to severe disadvantage in a violent violent encounter, you want to be able to draw it, reliably. Like at no point should you be unsheathing a knife and waving it around. The only time you take out your weapon is when you plan to hurt someone.
I carry
how
a
much did that ink
small.
hurt on the top of your hand, bro?
Huh?
How much did that?
I was drunk. I'm not sure how it is if you have an extra weight on you, but here it's just skin and bones. So whenever he would go over it, like the bones in my hand would jerk because he's drilling into the nerves. So my girlfriend at the time sat on my arm, and I just sat there and drank beer while my brother did it. It didn't feel good. It wasn't excruciating. It's just a tattoo.
Yeah,
Then
I don't know, man. About to say, like, I had the joint on my fucking hand that I had the joint on like in between like my index and my thumb and shit, right? Hold on, I'll turn my fucking camera on. Wow.
You got a little toothpick there.
Actually, I've got.
I got this. I got this
You got a
joint
fish hook.
right here and shit.
Oh,
Right.
dude, that's funny.
Like,
You
I'm
look
gonna
exactly
tell you
like I imagined you would.
Right. The bottom of it hurt like a motherfucking bitch. I'll be honest. Right? Like when he got down, it was like fucking like I'm trying to get into the fucking camera. When it got down towards like the meat in between the thumb and the fucking index finger, that shit hurt like a fucking bitch, son. Legit.
Were you being an
No,
idiot and
thanks.
getting tattooed sober?
I think I was a little drunk. Pretty sure.
Well, see that you should have been more drunk. Apparently,
If you remember, you weren't drunk
You're
enough.
not drunk enough. It was like, oh, what do I do? It hurts. I'm like, get drunk. No, I can't do that. I'm like, then fuck you, dude. Tattoos aren't for you. If that's
Well,
not
like,
how you solve your
I got,
problems,
like,
I don't think a tattoo is going to work out
I
for you.
got like the Jones on like my arms and shit, right? Like these didn't hurt like at all, and shit. You know what I mean? But like the motherfucking Jones on my fucking hand was murderous. What's that? What's that?
This is
Don't
just
listen
a little
fucking-
shiv I made out of a piece of scrap steel, and this is if you can see the tiny.
I told you to make a shiv.
tiny
got some
skull
shivs,
on there. I had these hand carved by someone on Instagram who does
Knife
copper
beads,
carving. So this is just a little handmade brass
combat
bead.
beads and shit.
And
I've seen
funny
it.
you mentioned toothpicks. Part of my improvised weapon course, I was there's a maneuver that I learned a long time ago. You ever see someone walking around chewing on a toothpick? Someone gets in your face. A toothpick is not a good weapon, but it takes about a tenth of a second to pull that out of your mouth and plunge it into one or both of their eyes.
Exactly.
So I'm designing G10 toothpicks that won't get soft. You can pick your teeth with them. You can chew on them, but it'll penetrate a human eye a little bit better, and it won't get soft when you chew on it.
And let me keep this a buck, man.
No, you want it
aim this
soft
to
so it
somebody's
infects the eye.
It's gonna be difficult. Yo, it's gonna be difficult to motherfucker hit somebody's eyes on the move, nigga. Like legit. Like that is a precision.
You practice. Like you hang a piece of paper, draw 2 circles in it, and you practice pulling it out and jabbing it.
Yo,
Like
Pinoid,
if
I've seen some
moving at
dudes,
you,
bro.
like a toothpick's not a gun. If someone's running at you, you throw the toothpick down and get something bigger. But if they're in
Yo,
your
there was
face,
a dude in jail that
you're
spit
blind.
razors. You never seen them dudes that spit razors
it
out
just
their
knocks
mouth?
you off.
I'm familiar with the razor
that's a
spitting
different thing,
techniques.
though,
That
bro. Like,
does
yo,
work.
I'm just saying, it's a
But like,
toothpick too. They
razors-
could do some
razors-
shit with it.
Yo, the razors is different though, right? Like yo, the razors is like right. They start
I mean, I
slicing
feel you.
motherfuckers. That's a different thing.
But yo, I've seen dudes in jail pull out like a fucking razor from one of them shaving razors. You know what I mean? Like a little ass razor. I'm just saying, you could do
Absolutely.
something with it. It's just not going to be that effective.
Like Dad, he wore a trucker's hat.
You can
Dad
climb
wore
a
a truck-
motherfucker, yeah.
Oh yeah. Dad wore a trucker's hat, and this guy come up messing with the truck one day. We was working, and he walked up and had that hammer hid behind him. The guy couldn't see it, and he got in Dad's face. Dad took the hat, threw it in his face, and while he was getting the hat out of his face, Dad smacked him upside the head with a fucking hammer.
Exactly.
Oh,
Bang,
yeah.
hammer.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
he's not. I mean, he cold cocked
you know,
him.
in their face or in their general direction. Like I'll take off my jacket and hold it in my left hand. If they pull a knife, you can deflect with the jacket wrapped around your left hand. But if you're gonna attack them, throw the jacket in their face as they're swatting it away. By the time they get that jacket away, your fist is already connected with their jaw, or your knife's already inside them.
I was in a beer joint one time, and Dad handed me a freaking fight broke out. He handed me a towel with a freaking billiard ball in it and said, "Boy, go to swinging." He goes, "Boy, go to."
You ever seen like a paratrooper knife?
Yeah, the trifold ones.
No. They're like a straight blade, you know what I'm saying? Fixed blade, flat profile, but like a fat blade with a Tonto style tip.
Oh, those. Yeah, I've seen those.
I carry one of those, and it's fucking you know what I mean? The reason why I carry it is it's a high carbon steel that I get real sharp with diamond. And then if I were to be in a situation where I would need my knife, right, to survive, it'll really hold that edge for a long time. I'm not really going to be filleting nothing with it.
Well, the problem is that Tano blade works against you when you're trying to poke, because I had a Tano for a while, and I always had hell getting in through stuff.
The thing
So
is, I don't want to carry two knives, Coon. I don't want to carry two knives. You know what I mean?
Well,
the
I
knife
only
is
carry
really
one.
not for defense. Then you know what I mean? The knife I carry
The knife
as
is
a
for
plan
utility.
B.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
carry
My
my
self-defense
working
is
knife.
covered by Smith & Wesson. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I can't carry in some areas where I work, but I always keep it in my car. I carry a
We ain't
Ruger.
even fucking around with no knives, bro. We carrying the hammer.
I've got a Glock 17 and a custom holster for that. I made a custom holster for my micro 22 Magnum, and I've got quite a few blades on me. And I carry this in my left pocket. This is a cane spike. So if someone grabs your right hand, then you still got this in your left.
Yeah, bro. I mean, weapons are great, but like at the end of the day, you're probably never gonna make it past your pistol. You know what I'm saying?
Probably
Like if you
Probably
do,
not.
it's really a bad situation.
Yeah, but on the off chance someone does grab my pistol, then they're just gonna get cut. You just made your death more painful.
Yeah, I mean, you already know what it is, bro. Just
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Plan for fucking up, but like, you know what I mean? We got guns and shit. We probably never gonna have to use this shit, bro. Hopefully, you know what I mean?
Well,
what it
I
is.
have a bit of a unique perspective on that. I carried a knife as my primary form of defense for about 7 years. There were extenuating circumstances. I didn't want to get a gun because I wasn't exactly obeying the law, and I didn't want to add 10 years to my sentence.
I don't need
Yeah, I
a
hear you
knife
on
to
that.
do like simple shit. I'll just knock a motherfucker out, bro. I don't have to always escalate to a gun. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I agree, but it doesn't seem to happen very often that someone will challenge you to a fair fight. Either they're a foot
don't-
taller, or there's 3 of them, or there's something that like no one would enter into a fight if they thought that they could lose.
So look, if you got 3 people, you pull a fucking gun out, you know what I mean? I don't think they're
I
gonna be
agree.
coming any closer, and if they do, then they already knew the fucking deal that they made.
Man, listen, like, yo, this started off as like a conversation about do women really want men, and then like fucking it turned into like it turned into like New World Order, and
That's
then it
because
turned into,
we are
like,
the
Yo,
men
why
that
is
women
Ghost
really
Knife
want.
show.
Why is everybody focused so much? Yo, that's a topic I'm trying to explain to people. Yo, why is people focus so much on women?
Well, I'll be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason why is because like there's a lot of internet motherfuckers who, you know what I mean, aren't like me and you, Grim. You know what I mean? Like they didn't live like
You can't
real
rescue
lives.
the simps. You can't rescue the simps.
Yo,
They gotta
like,
learn.
You're giving red meat to the carnivores is what you're doing. Like you're just feeding lions. You know what I mean?
Who?
Like that's what you're doing. You're kind of like you're throwing meat to the jackals is kind of where you're at. Just get more motherfuckers to follow you. It's kind of the mentality.
Mhm.
Right.
All right. I mean, I don't know, but all right.
So like, all right. So like, if you know, what I mean, you're fucking standing here and you're talking about broads all the time on the internet. Basically, what you're doing is you're like, all right, come on, simps, you can come with me. You know what I mean? Like, yo, and then you can drop the rest of the knowledge that you have on them while you're motherfucking, you know what I mean, going through all the other bullshit. Like, yo, it's just, you know, you got to have a wide range of shit that you talk about. I go from economics and geopolitics to fucking females to apparently fucking ghost fucking knife show. You know what I mean?
I came here. I came to entertain. You can't tell me I'm not.
Yeah, I feel you, right? It's just like when we had, yo, it's like a night we had the retarded genius on.
Yo, wasn't
Right?
Ghost?
Whatever
Didn't Ghost
happened
do
to
a
him?
part on a joint, bro?
So,
Yeah,
I
you
was,
fucking-
I
you
was
did.
I was the fucking CEO of KFC. I think.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was fucking amazing.
I was there that night. My God.
Well, I couldn't tell exactly who he did because I couldn't remember the name to the thing, and I think he, you know what I mean, he acted a little bit. It was good, but I couldn't
Yo,
pin
he's
it.
the CEO
Oh,
of
I- ad
Applebee's.
hoc
He did
when he
an
said-
amazing job.
Ad
We
hoc
had
when he
a-
said chickens don't have knuckles.
Yo, yeah.
Yo, the link is in the description, folks. You want to go watch my new cartoon? Shit is fucking awesome, legit.
I started watching it. I was like, "What the?"
I was a
fuck?
little offended that you had the N-word in there too many times. I was offended.
Yo,
Bro, I lived in a
Oh.
white trash redneck town with my last name. Tell me about it. You do not know the jokes I heard.
Yo, bring out
We're
some
going
real
coon
shit, bro.
hunting.
What kind of real shit you got, bro? What do you think about this new fucking garbage they putting out in the news, yo?
Which one?
What the
These
Omicron?
new, yeah, the new fear tactics. We'll just throw a bunch of numbers and shit on it, bro. Then they'll get the jab.
Is there a place I could dump some pictures? There's something I dropped it in general on Taylor's Discord, but let's see. Some
You're in my Discord,
members of
right?
the CDC were they basically quit, and they're kind of this is what they're telling us. They've got the plan laid out right here, step by step. Mount a pandemic in China, kill tens of thousands of elderly people, increase the number of cases and deaths, position vaccines as the only solution, focus all attention on COVID-19, result almost general panic. That's from December 2019 to March 2020. Phase 2, March 2020 to December 2020. Impose multiple unnecessary unconstitutional coercive measures. It's a little bit blurry. Paralyze trade and the economy. Observe the submission of the majority to resistance. Stigmatize the rebels and create a horizontal division. Censor dissident leaders. Punish disobedience. Generalize PCR tests, create confusion, disqualify all effective treatments, hope for a rescue vaccine, result almost general panic. December 2020 to July 2021, part 3. Offer a free vaccine for everyone. Promise protection and a return to normality if people comply. Establish a herd immunization target. Simulate a partial recovery of the economy. Hide statistics of side effects and deaths from injections, pass off side effects as natural, and that the claim that the virus or that the vaccine is effective. Recover the notion of a variant as a natural mutation of the virus. Justify the maintenance of coercive measures by not applying the herd immunity threshold. Punish health professionals for illegal exercise of care and healing. Result, doubts and feelings of betrayal among the vaccinations. Among the vaccinated, discouragement among opponents. Part 4, voluntary plan for shortages. Impose the vaccination pass QR code to reward the vaccinated and punish the resistant. Create apartheid of the privileged against others. Part 5, establish chaos and martial law, November 2021 to March 2022. Exploit the shortage of goods and food. Cause the paralysis of the real economy and the closure of factories and all shops. Let unemployment explode. Apply a third dose of the vaccine. Take up the murder of the living old men. Impose compulsory vaccination for all. Amplify the myth of variants, the efficacy of vaccine, and the immunity of the herd. Demonize the anti-vax and hold them responsible for the dead. And part 6, cancel the debts and dematerialize the money. Trigger the economic, financial, and stock market collapse, the bankruptcy of the banks. To rescue the losses of the banks, the accounts of their clients, to rescue the losses of the banks and the accounts of their clients. Activate the Great Reset. Dematerialize money. Cancel debts and loans. Impose the digital portfolio, digital wallet. Seize properties and land. Ban all global medicines. I have no idea what that's about. Confirm the obligation to vaccines semi-annually or annually. Expose food rationing and diet based on the Codex Alimentarius. That's the bug and fake meat diet that they're pushing. Extend the measures to emerging countries. Result, third stage of digital economy. Extension of the New World Order to whole planet. It's right there. Is any of that not coming true?
Well, I'm saying, like, yo, first off, I want to see that document.
Yeah, okay. So I'll send it to you on Discord.
Yeah, most definitely need that joint, right? You know what I mean?
A lot of that's true.
Yeah, I feel you.
Unfortunately, it's not a legal document. It's a PowerPoint presentation.
Anybody can create a friggin' PowerPoint.
Yo, you never seen Snowpiercer, dog?
I mean, I agree, but
Oh, yeah, I've seen
are they
Snowpiercer.
lying though?
You already know they're gonna be feeding this motherfucker bugs, bro.
Playing alongside of truth makes it easier to swallow.
Yeah, what is this?
Every lie has a kernel of truth at the bottom, otherwise it wouldn't
Exactly.
stick.
Of course.
Yo, again.
Oh,
what is this
Pinoid.
us shit?
Hey, yo, Pinoid.
What up?
I was going to tell you, did you hear what's getting built here in Texas now? Not too far from my house, about an hour and a half away from me. Samsung's opening a semiconductor plant in Taylor, Texas.
That's weird. I've been saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just announced it 2 or 3 days ago. It's a bit big in the news here. It's supposed to bring us 2,000 jobs, and it's supposed to give us domestic semiconductor and production. I was going to tell you that. That's one of the main reasons why I came on, was to tell you that. Didn't know if you saw that or not.
I did not, but like I already knew that this was coming. And I mean, I've been telling motherfuckers this shit, but like, you know, people don't listen. You know what I mean?
They're bringing Silicon Valley to the country. Like I don't think they're going to take their foot off our neck. They don't want a domestic silicon manufacturing. They'll pretend they do in order to waste your money and your time. But I hope
Do you know why there's never going to be
do.
Do you know why there's never going to be a nuclear war on American shores?
There's a lot of reasons, but what's yours?
They ain't going to pollute the farmland.
Nope. See,
And if they do anything to us, there's 400 Chernobyls we can trigger and poison the entire water table and farmland and starve the world out.
I don't mean to put on my third tinfoil hat, but I'm not entirely convinced that nuclear weapons exist.
They exist, but not in the way we think they exist. But that's a whole nother rabbit trail.
All right, explain,
You wanna go
explain
real
to me
deep?
How like they exist? What do they exist in like a third dimension and shit underneath the like?
No. It's,
Schrodinger's
they're essentially giant electric bombs, essentially.
Right,
That's the easiest way to explain it.
In preparation for the nuclear bomb, they used high volume dynamite. They took dynamite crates and built giant piles about the size of apartment blocks, and they blew those up and they used those to attempt to test. Like what? It's written.
Okay,
it's true.
Hold on. I'm going in.
3 seconds.
Bear with me.
3 seconds. Okay. They used the high volume dynamite test to attempt to test the explosive power, just to give them some kind of semblance. They took their best guess and they used a bunch of high volume dynamite. But what were you trying to say?
Okay, who is they and where did they put the dynamite?
This is not a secret, dude.
No, hold on.
What?
No, I'm serious. I'm not knocking you. I'm just trying to get the theys and the thems and the where
they
was this
developed the nuclear weapon, the government,
right.
the secret project at Los Alamos.
Ghost, I think I could break this down a little bit. So, all right.
Hang on. Could I just say, you asked me why I thought nukes didn't exist, and I spit out 3 sentences about dynamite that's not even close to the point.
No, you're good. No, you're good. I'm just trying to understand because I'm trying to ration out. They tested it, and then we got to Nagasaki and Hiroshima as piles of rubble. That's what I was trying to.
Have you ever
clarify
seen
here.
the photos of Tokyo? Tokyo was firebombed. It looks like the destruction there was worse than Japan.
Yeah.
Like if you see the tapes of the nuclear tests from the 50s, today it kind of looks like King Kong era special effects.
Bro, you got tunnel vision,
fucking
bro.
terrible.
You got tunnel vision though. Check it out. You got the beings, right? Not from this planet that have been controlling society and giving them technology since the beginning of time, appearing throughout all ancient civilizations. And why did they disappear? Right? Why did they
disappeared?
All right, that's what I'm saying. Why did they disappear out of fucking, mainstream culture? It's because they hide them. And they've still been giving motherfuckers technology. And what you're seeing is advanced technology, right? Being explained as whatever it's being explained as. You know what I mean? But the truth is that it's all stuck here on the earth. You know what I mean? And all this bullshit has been invented to explain to people why there's fucking basically like world peace and how these people is leveraging each other. The threat of nukes is like a fucking straw man, You know what I'm saying?
It's a
For the
boogeyman.
overrulers.
It's the
Yeah,
same as the
it's a straw
coronavirus.
man for the fucking overlords. You know what I'm saying? The fallen that fucking rule over man. You know what I mean? From the shadows.
My issue with nukes is that it's all we're just taking their word. They're like, no, trust us, they exist. You can't look into it. In fact, we can't even make you aware of the physics that allows that kind of explosion to happen. But trust us, it exists, and it's really convenient for our agenda of world control for you all to believe that. I'm not saying they don't exist, but they're not giving us any proof. They don't have to.
Yo, do you believe the Earth is round, dog?
Oh, don't!
What,
Oh my
like
God!
spherical?
Yeah, like a ball.
Well, see, I've been looking for. So someone sent me a video about that a while ago. I attempted to disprove it. I thought it would take 5 minutes. We're at about 5 months. I have a high zoom lens. I can't find the curvature. No.
Yo.
You
take water and pour it on a ball.
If it is spherical, there should be a measurable curve. That's all I have.
Take water, pour it on a ball, bro. What happens?
It falls off.
Exactly. Boom.
What is that ball spinning?
I'm
just saying. If the
ball
ball's
is
spinning, right?
you have
How the fuck is you
centrifugal force.
stationary?
The Earth is supposed to be spinning at 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, how
But
come when
not
you jump up
1,000
in the
miles an
air, you
hour in
don't
a
fucking
straight
move
line.
1,000 feet?
1,000
Now, but-
mile an hour centrifuge.
Yeah.
So then how's your signal propagation from your radios and your Ethernet work?
Yo, you ever seen anything stick to some shit that's spinning?
The physics of radios doesn't change. It actually becomes easier to do that on a flat plane than a round plane.
Not necessarily.
Why not?
That's necessarily.
You got no
called-
interference from the planet.
You got what's called line of sight, and line of sight only goes as far as where you're in relation to whatever's in your way. Well, that's a screwed up way of saying it. I'm trying to dumb it down in the high technical sense.
Right.
And
What's
then when
the
you
line
get
of
into
sight of a pyramid, like at the tip of the triangle, the line
but
of
you're
sight
not on the
is
pyramid. Now you're on the ground and you got to broadcast through the pyramid. How you gonna do it?
What are you talking about? You're gonna have to explain yourself.
Yo, can I explain like motherfucking me and Einstein's theory on gravity?
Einstein was wrong.
Einstein's theory is entirely theoretical.
Go read
No,
Boscovich.
Einstein's theory was right, and this is the problem. It's
He
like,
can't prove it's not buoyancy, bro. It's the same shit.
You are right. Like, but perspective has been the red herring from the beginning. They always say, go to the ocean, watch a ship sail outside your field of view. The bottom disappears first, therefore it's going over the curvature of the earth. Put a digital camera on the ground on a basketball court and walk away from it. Long before you reach the other side, your feet will disappear from view. They didn't go over the curvature of the earth. Basketball courts are pretty flat.
What if
Like,
Nikola
if you're looking
Tesla
at
didn't
the
even
angle of
agree
the
with
lens?
Einstein, bro. And Tesla said it was fucking buoyancy.
Tesla read
Magnetism.
Boscovich. All he did was rip off Boscovich. You want to know what Tesla knew? Go read Boscovich.
He was still a better fucking inventor than Einstein, bro.
Not too good. Well, we do
Way
see
better.
Einstein wasn't an inventor.
three-phase motor.
Einstein was
I'm
a
just-
theoretical physicist.
Einstein
I have a
invented-
theoretical
What
degree
ruined
in
it for me,
physics.
the thing that freaked me out the most and made me start thinking I might be insane. Go to the beach, watch a ship sail out of view, thinking it goes over the curvature of the earth, pull out a 98 times zoom lens, the entire thing will pop back into view. And it works with the sun too. Explain that, because I can't. I'm not saying it's flat, but if it's round, I can't find any evidence.
Yeah.
I'm taking crazy pills.
Check this out, bro. The guy that founded NASA has a Freemasonic fucking, you know what I mean, tombstone. And on his tombstone, right? Yo, check this out. On his tombstone, there's a Bible verse. And the fucking Bible verse says that the motherfucking earth is flat with a firmament on top of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying.
They're all Freemasons. They all have the ring.
Yeah.
They're flashing the gang signs. They're part of this secret fucking club.
All NASA space members, with the exception of 3, have been Freemasons. So
Yo, look, man.
if
I wish
you could
I wish
explain
I
that
was a
shit.
physicist and could like defend this mentality, right? But I can't really.
I'm not
defend it. I have my
convinced.
own theories. I think like our whole understanding of gravity is wrong altogether. Right? I think me and Einstein had the right idea because somebody told me the other day that my theory is the same one that Einstein had. But I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Like I can give it to Einstein. I don't give a fuck. Right?
I am an etherist
gravity-
myself now.
I think my personal opinion of Einstein is that none of his theories are directly applicable or even slightly provable in reality. All the evidence is circumstantial, and at
well,
this
there
point,
is
it's
one.
basically expert testimony. I
There's
think he was
significant
plagiarized.
evidence to prove that Einstein wasn't even a real scientist and was a fucking puppet.
Well,
Just
he was a theoretical physicist. Like,
Okay,
Yeah, there's a
theoretical
lot of
physics
people
by
that
definition has
they
no
say he
tangible
was
value.
playing. They said he was an actor playing a nutty professor and would put out the theories that the fucking, you know what I mean? The Illuminatus
Tavistock.
wanted to be out there.
Well,
You
not
feel me?
that you
Who
call
do you think
Illuminati.
Bill Nye is? Bill Nye
Bas-
is an actor. Michio Kaku is an actor. Neil deGrasse
Yeah.
Tyson is a fucking actor.
Yeah,
Tavistock
Donald
Everyone's an
Trump.
actor.
Donald
From the
Trump is
actors
an
to the
actor.
politicians to
Hey,
the
guys.
scientists. It's
Hey.
all bullshit.
About
What do you
Donald
want?
Trump and Tesla. Guess who went through Tesla's stuff when Tesla died?
Donald Trump's family.
His uncle, John Trump.
Yeah, doesn't matter who did it.
Oh, Trump was a puppet from the beginning. Like all these people are friends.
Bro, he was on the show. You're fired. He was on the WWF choke slamming Vince
Oh, yeah.
McMahon, and then all of a sudden
All
he's
right.
the
He's an
president.
actor.
All right.
Uh-oh, here
So
we go.
here's the mentality. Here's the mentality. All right. So like, here's the thing. First off, Einstein theory was provable. He did have a theory about motherfucking gravitational displacement, about, you know what I'm saying, the fact that you could see a star as the light bent around the sun during the motherfucking solar eclipse and shit, right? And the basic mentality is this. So that like space actually has what I'm going to call mass, all right? Because I don't have any other way to fucking explain it. The aether has substance, and the gravity inside of the aether, or the ether as it might be, right? Fucking it stands here and fucking actually like bends motherfucking light. It motherfucking actually like, you know what I mean, becomes increasing and lessening in motherfucking like variability throughout space. And it has a point where it actually comes into our motherfucking universe from somebody else's, right? From another universe. And it has a point where it goes out. It's kind of like if you stacked up a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying, like balloons inside of a case, right? And fucking like, you poked holes between them. One would motherfucker, as you pumped up the ones on top, the motherfucking pressure on the bottom would become increasingly heightened, right? Because of the fact of how much fucking weight was on them from the top. And this is the mentality about the universe as a whole, right? Our entire unit, like our planet is round and it rides on the motherfucking ether itself, right? And that's why it is that it's fucking spherical and motherfucking like has like a
Yo,
fucking
Tom.
heightened edge on the outside.
And the Earth
Hold
is
up,
a
nigga.
giant
Hold up. I'm
dynamo.
not done. I'm
The
not
dynamo
done.
generating power.
Right? It's
Tom,
not that. It's not.
How does
And
that
it's-
make more sense than shit falls down?
Well, because gravity is actually pushing things the fuck down.
All right, let me ask you something. How
I
come we
love you,
can't
Mike.
replicate, right? Since we can replicate anything on a large scale, on a small scale, why can't we replicate what they claim to be space on any other fucking scale? Except where we can't go and can't prove it.
Well, because of the fact that like the atmosphere, motherfucker, the atmosphere and electromagnetic energy that the fucking Earth produces actually, you know what I'm saying, changes the gravity on the planet itself.
The dielectrics.
But we can
the
change.
dielectrics is
We
what
can change
holds
that
everything
with
down.
vacuum. We can create artificial vacuums. We can
certain
levitate shit
point.
with magnets.
We
You know what I'm
can't.
saying?
We cannot produce a
That's what I'm
full
saying.
total
That's what
vacuum
I'm
like
saying.
space.
It's magnetism, right? It's
Well-
magnetism, and we can't do this at a very large scale due to the motherfucking energy.
But what I'm
coefficient.
saying is, why are you more like willing to accept a crazy Jedi mind trick explanation over a simple one of just shit falls down and the shit's flat?
Okay, wait, can anyone
Because, like,
can
all right,
anyone
all right,
hear-
hang on. Here's the
Okay.
question. Wait,
You're
here's the real question, right? So like, why is shit falling towards the flat surface, right? You know what I'm saying? But it would fall off the underside.
Because
density?
it's the down. It's down. Like everything else, right? You got dimensions, right? Higher dimensions are less dense, and the lower you get in dimension, the more dense it becomes.
It even makes sense from an energy principle. If in
You know
order
what I
to
mean?
raise a brick to head level, that is expending energy. When the brick falls, the energy that so you're putting energy into the object.
The most solid
You can't
energy
just hold
falls
in
down,
stasis
Tom.
forever.
Always.
When it falls, so the amount of
Sand,
energy released when
gravel,
an object
rocks.
falls is exactly equal to the energy
So
required.
the brick
to
in space, the same
All
brick
of
in
it.
space. Is it still falling?
Yo, space ain't real, nigga. There's
No.
no fucking there's not one camera angle, okay, of a 360 shot from space to this very day. People have mentioned it, people have asked for it for years. There's not one 360 degree fluent camera shot in space. They can't pan from a shot of the Earth to behind themselves. They cannot do it. It's not possible.
I really like the bubbles that come out of the helmets and float up in all the spacewalks.
Bro, there's mad videos of them dropping shit in space, harness failures. All right.
He's like, look, this nut floats. It drops to the ground. He's like, oh shit.
Bro, they got fucking space landers that look like they're made out of fucking aluminum foil back in the day. And then the shit gradually got better looking.
Scotch tape and curtain rods.
Yo,
like I almost didn't believe it myself, and I'm gonna have to track down the video. But I saw what I would swear was someone doing cocaine on the space station. He's talking. He's sitting down. He's got a little glass tube in his hand, and the camera is like this. He's like, yeah. We're up here doing science, and oh, yeah, we're all tons of science. Yeah, there's no gravity. Oh, hang on.
It's the International Meth Lab.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yo, the fucking rockets, right? You can look at the timing of a rocket taking off from Earth, right? And it might have a lot of fire and shit, and they could tell you all the crap about weight. But yo, the rockets literally take off at the speed that a fucking balloon rises that's filled with helium. All right, and you could check it out. The rockets take off at the same speed that balloons rise filled with helium. And what I'm telling you is that them rockets are just big fucking thin ass tin fucking balloons, just like them shits that you get at the fucking party. You know what I mean? It's made out of foil. Just imagine if it was a little bit thicker and looked like a rocket ship.
Wait, have you seen the Columbia, when the Columbia spacecraft exploded, and like 5 of those people have been found to still be alive? Some of them haven't even changed their names. Some idiot is still working the same job as a professor in I think it's Colorado. He's like, well, the one guy, he's like, apparently 3 of them had identical twins, and the other 2 were just like, no, I'm not that guy. Same name, same face.
God damn it.
It's all bullshit, bro. It's all a fucking lie. It's all a fucking lie. And people just don't want to accept it, bro. That's what it is.
Look, I have an appointment tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the motherfucking morning. I have to go get shit done. So, like, I gotta go lay down in bed and get some fucking sleep before I do this. So in the meantime, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Mike, nigga, motherfucking, yo, when do you fucking want? Are you working on shit tonight? Is that what's going on?
I might.
All right.
I might do some shit. Who knows?
All right. Let me know. Let me know what the fuck's good.
When's the next live?
Yo, the next motherfucking cartoon should be out.
When we gonna do another live?
I don't know, bro. Like, yo, you know me, I be busy and shit. You know what I mean? I fucking be working and whatnot. So, like, we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? But yo, everybody go watch my fucking cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Link is in the goddamn description. Fuck, Trash No State is out. You know what I mean? We're gonna fucking put up another one this week. I'm assuming this week, end of next week, end of this week. You know what I'm saying? Beginning of next, something like that. Right?
Yeah, we're shooting for this week.
We're shooting for this week.
Yeah, we're shooting for like Thursday, Friday night. You know what I'm saying? We'll have that shit to curl up with, smoke a bowl, and crack up.
Hell yeah. And Ghost, nigga, bro, you need to chill out your motherfucking he's gonna have his night shit in the Discord for anybody who wants to order a really nice night from. You know what I mean? Because this nigga can make it nice. And
put your shit out there, bro.
Tours. Justin Kuhn is giving out tours of motherfucking the bathroom, motherfucking glory holes in motherfucking Texas and shit. All right, y'all motherfucking make sure you go.
Come down here, make sure you get.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, make sure you fucking get over here. That way I can tomahawk your ass real good and scalp you and all that good shit. Make a lovely wallet out of your foreskin.
Yeah, man. Like,
dude, I want to see the Texas glory holes. That shit needs to be documented.
How many foreskins do you need to make a wallet?
A lot.
Depends on how not as much.
To make a wallet.
Guys, you got to remember, when you rub it, it becomes a suitcase.
All right.
But yo, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta go to fucking bed. So I'm gonna holler at y'all motherfuckers later. Thank you everybody for coming on. Thank you everybody.
Enjoyed it, guys.
It is what it is.
Good talking shit with y'all.
Peace be like one more.
All right, see you later, Pinoid. Hey, Mike, it was nice meeting you, dude. I don't think I've met you before.
Yeah, nice meeting you, Mike.
You already know. He forgot to end his stream. We should all leave.
Yeah, deuces.
Oh, okay.